Tyrell Owens kicks and delivers. Ball 1. To the second hitter for Little River. Kicks and delivers. Strike 1. 1-1. Fouled it off down the first base line. Gets the signal. Nobody on, however. Guess the coach would be signaling maybe a home run. Oh, not sure of the sign. Dust in his eyes. Now he's ready. Steps in. Tyrell comes set. Outside. Ball 2.
Welcome those who might be listening on the internet or on television. Channel 8, Little River versus Minneapolis High School baseball.
2-1 is the count to the hitter. Routine ground ball to third base. And he's out of there. Two outs. 5-3. Grounder. Routine play made by Matt Corman, the third baseman for Minneapolis. Picks it up, delivers it to first base for the out. 2 down.
It's April 7th, 2009. We got Dale Leach, Dave Rupert, and Terry Robbins here bringing this game.
Cody Schaefer's the hitter, the number 3 hole hitter for Little River. Little squibber over the head of the third baseman. Falls in there for a base hit. Runner at first, 2 down. Brings up the junior, Matt Lenher. Big boy, number 46.
Little River Indians or Redskins, I'm not sure which they are.
Owens, the right-hander, comes set, checks the runner. Keeping everybody honest. Steps off, runner back. You've got the sign, 2 down. No score early in the game. This is the number 4 hole hitter. That's a little bit of a delayed call, but that is a strike, the umpire says. Strike 1. Tyrell comes set, delivers. Oh.
Fair ball.
Down the line, down the third base line for a base hit. Runner from first advances to third.
You probably could have made it in safe. They cut him off a little early, maybe.
Runner at the corners. 2 down. Line shot, just inside of the bag. Results in a base hit for Lenher. The number 5 hitter, Austin Eberly, number 14. 2 down, runners at the corners. A little bit high. Wind blowing in directly from the south. A little outside.
I don't know what you did to get rid of that, Terry, but that sure sounds better.
Yeah, I like that. Are you in there, Terry?
What'd you move?
I checked all the jacks on the mixer. One of them was loose. Sounds a little better.
There we go.
A lot better.
Swing and a miss.
Which one was that?
1 strike. 2 balls and a strike.
That makes sense. That's
to Austin Eberly. 2 away. Runners at the corner. The pitch. It's high. 3-1. 3-1 is the count. Checks the coach for the sign. 2 down.
Well, that's definitely the cause right there. Just got to figure out what to do about it.
Bases are juiced, or bases are loaded, depending on what jargon you like best for baseball.
It's either something internal on the mixer or in that cord, I guess. Say the cord, huh?
Okay, we have a first hitter was out to shortstop to first base. Second hitter was out third base to first base. And number 33, Colin Johnson, the hitter, swing and a miss. Be a good place for a strikeout. Bases are loaded. One on one. Pretty nice day for high school baseball. Probably in the mid-60s. A little bit of south wind. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, we're going to score 2. All right, costly error.
Yeah, I told Michael before the game started, I said, what is this? No high wind, no cold temperatures,
Yeah.
no water?
It's no fun if it's above 40 degrees. I tell you what, there's nothing worse than a 40-degree baseball game. So 2 runs in on the air at third base by Matt Corman. Welcome to baseball. Uh-oh, that's coming our way. Uh-oh, I heard some metal.
Is that white pickup back there?
Runners at first and second.
Bounced out of the back end, I think.
Eberly at second, the result of a walk, and Colin Johnson at first base, a result of the error at third base. A comebacker knocks it down, can't get a handle on it. It's going to be tough. No play.
Bases loaded.
Comebacker base hit. Bases loaded once again. 2 out. The number 8 hitter, number 20, Jarrett Williamson.
Now, what's a comebacker, Dave?
Comebacker?
Yeah.
right back up the middle to the
okay.
pitcher.
All right.
You threw it in there and it came back to you. Strike 1.
That's why I want somebody else to call these games besides me. I don't know the jargon.
I don't either. I'm just faking it. 1-1. We've got 2 down. Runners all the way around. Bases are loaded. 2 out. Two runs in for Little River so far in the inning. Here in the top of the first inning. A little hitting instruction by the coach. He's passing on to the hitter exactly what he wants here. And what he wants is probably a double. Uh-oh, I don't know.
Fair ball?
Foul. No, foul ball. A little bit of a delayed call, but the umpire finally decides, yeah, that was foul, wasn't it? Okay.
I'm glad, because that was going to score at least maybe 2 more runs.
That was trouble. All right.
What is it, 3-0 now or 2-0?
I've got 2.
Okay.
With runners on every base, and look out.
Oh, just hit him.
No, I think he got out of the way. Say again?
Off the pitcher's mitt, I guess.
Well, I'm not sure of the count. I'm not sure where we're at there. The scoreboard says 2-2, and that might be right. That's got to be a full count, maybe. Full count, bases loaded. This is a payoff pitch here. Runners ought to be moving. 2 down. Nobody's moving. I can't believe it. That's a coaching error. Struck him out.
Wow, we came out of that smelling like a rose.
Yes, we did. Well, we did about as much as we could with it. That was a good place for the strikeout. Strikeout swinging for the 3rd out of the inning.
Well, this is the second series of games these guys have played this year. They lost to Beloit last week, I guess. And they had 2 games scheduled with Sacred Heart last week. They both got postponed.
Are you in there, Terry?
I'm alive and well right
Okay.
behind you, Dave.
All right, well, don't let me cover you up.
It looks like the pitching kind of got us out of that inning. We had a couple 3 errors and a couple balls just fouled by 3 or 4 inches, and it could have been very well a 6-run inning, but we got out of it with 2. Pretty fortunate.
We'll take it.
2 voices of 2 longtime supporters of baseball here in Minneapolis, Dave Rupert and Terry Robbins. If you've been associated with Legion ball at all in the last 20 years, you've seen these 2 gentlemen down here.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm amazed that they have high school baseball here. I never did think there was any chance that would happen.
I never would have thunk it.
So here it is.
Baseball and softball. We've got 6 games scheduled, folks, this year on here on Channel 30 or Channel 8, Eagle Communications, and 910KINA.com. Of course, today Little River baseball. Next Tuesday we'll be at Lincoln for softball at 4:30 p.m. And then following that, Friday the 17th, Ellsworth will be here for baseball. And then we'll have softball against Sylvan Unified and Beloit later on the 23rd and the 1st of May. And May 8th be baseball back here against Wilson. Followed up by regionals, the 18th and 19th. The guys will play at Wilson. I'll shut up here. We're getting ready to play baseball.
Okay, number 7, Austin Goddard, the freshman, leads off. Tell you what, I watched a little of him last week. I was pretty impressed with this kid. He fouls one back.
I want to start wearing a helmet back here.
Tell you what, this
I think that's the cable, Terry.
Skylar Hill is on the mound for Little River.
Let's go get another cable.
Skylar Hill delivers. 1-1. He's changing his speeds pretty effectively.
Almost like the connection, though, huh?
Yeah.
Goddard's got a real unusual stance. All the weight on the back foot, all the weight on the...
What? Just here?
1-2, the count to Goddard. The pitch. Good change up. Struck him out. Pass ball. Ooh, safe. You dropped it. Okay. That was a pass ball.
That first baseman should have set up on the outside of the line there, Dave, and come out was outside the baseline, set up a nice target with that catcher, and he didn't do it. And so the catcher had to throw across the runner and end up making an error on the ball.
And it cost him an out. So the passed ball results in the leadoff runner for Minneapolis being on base. I kind of like this motion that this Skylar Hill has. He's changing speeds pretty effectively. Looks like he's done this a few times. 1-1 the count to Nick Torres, the second batter for Minneapolis. And I'll set up the batting order for you here in just a moment. Oh, nice bender. Oh, yeah, he thought about it. Decided, yeah, I think that was in there. That was a strike, he says.
They pitched 60 feet, Dave, just like we
Yep,
did in the
that's
Legion ball.
60'6". That's just exactly right. 90-foot bases.
Runner's going.
The trivia question for the day: how far is it from the tip of the back of home plate to the front of the base at first or third? Is it 90, 91, or 92 feet?
You got me.
That's the trivia question of the day. Oh, nice bender. He is not going to give him that.
Andy at the 3, it was further than I want to run on a quick sprint.
Okay. Full count. Full count to Nick Therese. Uh-oh, he got him. Struck him out.
Well, would that differ?
Nice pitch.
Would that differ than Legion?
No, it's the same. You talk about the distance
Yes.
to between bases.
Yeah.
Actually, the bases are within a 90-foot square, so actually it's 90 feet to the back of the base.
Okay.
And that's a little bit of a trick trivia question. Oh. Austin Jensen, the number 3 hole hitter for Minneapolis, here in the bottom of the first. Minneapolis trails 0-2. Little River got up 2 runs in the top of the first. Yeah, he's going to give it to him. A little bit of a delay call here. You have to be patient. Austin Goddard on as a result of a pass ball on strike 3. Stole second. And is presently on second with 1 out. Nick Therese striking out. Austin Jensen now. You know, I kind of like what this pitcher's doing. He's kind of doing some things, but you know what? You need to throw strikes. I'd make these guys, you know, I mean, I'm definitely from Minneapolis, but he's got to throw. He's got to go throw it in. He's got to make him prove he can hit it. You know, he's nibbling at the corners and everything. Of course, I don't know if he's nibbling or just can't find the plate. The 4-hole, Dustin Lott comes up. He's big enough. He's the lone senior on the team this year. Austin Jensen walks. Austin Goddard at second, the result of a pass ball. Swing and a miss by Dustin Lott. Number 4 hitter. He's their power guy. Number 3 typically is your best hitter. Number 4 is your power guy. Playing first base, that's another kind of old baseball rule. Your big power guy plays first base.
Yeah.
Got the inside corner. Nice bender. 2 strikes. 1 out. Runners at first and second. Oh, he wanted it. I tell you what, that's that trigger zone pitch. High heat in the eyes is tough to lay off of. You have to be a disciplined hitter to stay off of that pitch.
Makes you want to pull the trigger, huh?
Yep, called a trigger zone pitch. And it's much more of a, you know, an American Legion high school pitch. Obviously the pros, they're way over that. But sometimes inexperienced pitchers, high heat, and it's tough to get up there. It's a tough pitch to hit if you can bring it. Obviously, if you don't have any gas, why, you can get in trouble up there. One and two's count to lot. Oh, there's tapes coming off that ball or something.
Hit the cowhide off of it, huh?
Well, it sure looked like it. Maybe it was the sun reflecting off of it. It looked like part of the leather was coming off of it. I'm not sure. So Lott gets the foul ball.
Bases loaded? No. Second.
Runners first and second.
Yeah.
Austin Goddard at second. Austin Jensen at first. Whoa, look out.
One improvement that I can see that we need at the American Legion Field is that scoreboard is going to sit back that far away from here. It needs to be bigger.
Well, or either that, or you need to rent binoculars.
Yeah. Well, I can see the score real well, but the rest of it, forget it.
Dustin Lott continues to foul him off. He's struggling here. He's battling.
Are they even using this scoreboard?
Yeah.
I don't like the way the defense don't get set and they don't creep, Dave. Remember we used to get ready, get set, creep to the plate. At the ready, these guys got their hands on their knees and they're playing cat and mouse with the runner at
no play. Again, I don't know whether I would call that a pass ball or a wild pitch, but it had to be a pass ball. He swung at it.
Calling the runner out at first. What's that about?
Well,
can't advance if first base and second base are full.
With one out. Yeah. Okay. Good point.
Because they could get a double play on you if they.
Right. The ball's live. I mean, they just actually probably made the wrong. Well, he didn't make the wrong play because the ball got away from him. But if the runner takes off on a strikeout, the play is to the runners that are on base, and they went ahead and advanced, but the catcher lost a handle, so there was no play anywhere. And actually, the catcher made the right decision by not throwing down.
See, he should have scored on that pass ball, but he's not getting the big enough lead at third. He should come down there hard every time, and if ball's caught, hustle back, and then not just drift down and drift back.
This is John Corman, number 4, the hitter.
There, he should score right there.
It's going to be closer than it needed to be. All right, he got in there.
2-1.
So, Austin Goddard on the pass ball or wild pitch? We're going to call it a wild pitch because I didn't really see it. But he scores. Cuts the lead in half. John Corman at the plate. Austin Jensen at third on that play. Advances to third. Minneapolis scores 1 run.
Always want to take that lead off in foul territory so you're out of play. And when you go back to the base, bend over, make your back slope so if throw the ball down there and hit you in the back, it'll scoot on out in left field, not just hit your back because you stand straight up and fall down.
Good point.
There's another one. He should score right there pretty easy.
He does. Again, that was a pass ball. I saw that one. Catcher's got to handle those. That's what you get the big bucks for back there.
The catcher's a key position on the team. Its pitcher, of course, is dominant, but the catcher's got every play right out in front of him. He's the quarterback of the ball team.
He handles the play. He handles almost every. Well, that's not true. He handles a lot of baseballs on defense. No doubt about it. John Corman, the hitter. And I'm not too sure about that. And Corman definitely wasn't sure about that.
See, there's where scoring them runs on the pass ball is so important.
That was huge, wasn't it? 2 unearned runs.
We had some really good catchers come up to American Legion, and Chad Johnson comes to mind. He was just about as good a ball player that ever came through Minneapolis as a baseball player.
No doubt about it.
Played at KU, but they had an All-American catcher down there, and he couldn't break into that. But
I think they offered him a shot in the outfield, if I remember right, Terry.
I think he made the team in the outfield, but he just wanted to catch and didn't see that opportunity for 3 or 4 years.
Yep, bless his heart. He was as good an opposite field hitter as I've ever seen. He kind of swung the bat a little bit like Rod Carew. Now we're going back a day or two. But he was a great opposite field hitter. He was very impressive. Of course, he had great speed. He had track-type speed. And he was fun to watch. He sure was.
Chad graduated, 90? Something like that?
Oh.
89, 90?
Probably in there,
If I remember seeing stats, he was playing in the late 80s.
Yeah, probably.
90.
Okay, the number 9 hitter, number 8. Junior Teeter is the leadoff hitter. They locked one hitter of going through the lineup in the first inning. Little River scored 2 runs on Let's see, they had 1 hit, 2 hits on 2 hits.
This is the second season of Minneapolis high school baseball. Actually, they've played. This is their third season of playing, but the first season was junior varsity, not official varsity ball. So we'll count this as the second varsity season.
Just go right after these hitters down this deep in the lineup. Just don't horse around. Just go right after them with strikes.
This is your number 9 guy. You're exactly right, Terry. Make him prove it. No use fooling with him. Go right after him. You know, he's hitting 9 for a reason.
If I had to look for something that was kind of consistent through the years, I'd say the pitcher that pitched ahead of the hitters was terribly more successful than one that was always behind the hitters and struggling to catch up.
Okay, 2 balls to your number 9 hitter. That you're digging yourself a hole here.
You could just about go through a year of lineup, and if you walk 65 guys a year, there were 65 runs scored against you that year. They weren't all walks, but it was just kind of a statistic that just kind of evened itself out. So if you walk 12, you're probably going to get 12 runs scored.
You know, that's exactly right, Terry. I know I've looked in scorebooks over the years, and my saying is exactly that. A walk is a run. Yeah, it doesn't probably come out quite that way at the Legion level maybe all the time, but particularly down in the younger age, a walk is a run. You slice it up and dice it up however you want to, but when you look at the scorebook, that's usually the way it comes out.
Hey, here's a question. Has the start of baseball at Minneapolis High School led to a resurgence in enough guys to play American Legion in the summer?
No, not to this point. What's kind of happened up to this point is that Bennington has started a summer league team, and a couple of the guys from the Minneapolis team played in Bennington last year. So, and then that's kind of the reverse of what Terry and I were used to. Years ago, we had the team here in Minneapolis, and Bennington kids came over, and they brought some good ones over the years. Bennington has put some good players in the system, but you know, the wheels about fell off of baseball here in Minneapolis at the upper levels, but maybe it'll come back. And I tell you what could have a lot to do with the resurgence of baseball if the Royals would turn it on.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, basketball is kind of king here because KU is great and everybody's a little Jayhawk fan, and
well, some people are anyway.
Well, okay, but you know what I mean. You know, the Royals just haven't created any buzz. You know.
Yeah.
That Ottawa County team we had, they had a couple guys from Ada on it. The Parsons boys from Delphus. The Parsons boys were excellent pitchers.
Yeah.
And Lewandowski played, and it was a kind of a county team. We picked up kids from several different towns in the county.
I think that number 8, and I was talking and not listening, but I think he struck out. Did he not?
He must have. He's not on base.
I'm going to say he did.
He didn't walk.
Did not. So 1 out. This is the leadoff hitter. This guy is your catcher for Little River, and fouls one back. He is a freshman. And just looking over the lineup here, they have 1, 2, 3, 4 freshmen and 1, 2, 3, 4 sophomores and a junior in their lineup. And I asked them, I said, is this a JV game? And they said, no, this is we're just young. So no seniors on the field for Little River in game 1.
And the Lions with 1 senior, right?
1 ball, 2 strikes. So he's ahead of the leadoff guy. 2-2.
Our players seem to get set a little better, but I still like that creep, Dave. You know what I mean? When
Oh,
I
absolutely.
talk about that, we like that player just on the balls of his feet, just kind of creeping forward and really intense in the game, glove it open and ready to go, and it just gets everybody involved in the game just a little bit more.
We used to call that being ready on the pitch. You know, there's one well hit to left center. Well hit. It's back there. It's going, gone. No signal, but I'm assuming that's out of here.
The ref indicated over the fence.
Okay. And that's a good rip.
I didn't think that ball's hit that hard, but it sure carried.
Well, but it's only about, it's probably 325 out there. Oh, that's a good rip.
Wind blowing in like that.
Yeah. Home run.
Now, we'd normally bring the other fielder over behind him called a trailer. That center fielder would go to the ball, and the left fielder would come in behind him as part of the relay, and they didn't do that on that. Now, it's not as deep a field as we used to have where we'd want 2 relay guys. But the catcher's really important on that relay. He's got that whole play right out in front of him.
This is the number 2 hitter, Skylar Hill, your pitcher.
With the advent of baseball here at Minneapolis High School, they put up a permanent fence around the outside.
Gives you something to play for.
Yeah.
And that's going to be big hole, and I'm not sure why the right fielder was hugging the line, but okay. Base hit to right.
Left a nice gateway over here on the east side for him to get machinery in during the fair. No, but
over there where Shane Campbell lived, Mrs. Joyce used to live over there, and I hit one on her porch one night. Of course, it was 70-foot foul.
That's a good poke, any way you want to look at it, Terry.
I'd have to hit one that far to get a single.
Oh, inside.
Uh-oh.
That stolen base. So Skylar Hill at second with the stolen base. 1 ball to your hitter, Cody Schaefer, a freshman, your shortstop today for Little River. Uh-oh.
Now, from what I understand, in years gone by, according to my reading in the newspapers, et cetera, on some research, there used to be a grandstand over here on the northeast corner facing to the southwest in the baseball of years gone by here. Yep, stolen third.
Nobody's helping him, Nobody's saying he's going, or on that one play where they picked a third or picked a second, they didn't communicate back and forth on that. They need to communicate.
So stolen base. Now they're a runner at third. We've got 1 out here. This is your number 3 hitter. This is the man.
It's 3-2.
Three balls. Pretty deep hole here.
Of course, in Minneapolis, as in many towns, baseball was the main means of entertainment for many months throughout the year.
Good pitch. To address your question about the stadium, Terry, I don't ever remember a stadium per se in Minneapolis. That's before my time.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, there's that ball up in your eyes, and he's going to get by with it.
A little blooper out the right center field. That's going to fall in there about any time. You just can't really defend against that.
Nope, that's a base hit.
4-2, Little River. And the only thing that I've ever thought, Roop, to back that up is right over here in that corner. They used to have, when we were kids, a paid entrance thing. You walk in and out for the games there.
Yeah, I do remember that. So, 2 runs in, 1 away. This is number 46, Matt Lenhair.
There he goes.
He's a big boy. Takes the pitch.
So if any of you who are listening, if you know anything about that, let us know.
Cody Schaefer steals second. 1 away. You're going to give him that one. Looked to me like it was out there on the line, but you know what? There's a baseball thing. If as a pitcher, you have to learn what it is, what the strike zone is. The book says the strike zone is between the knees and the middle of the chest in there, and you know what it really is what the umpire says it is.
Comes a stolen base.
That's a pass ball. So now we have a runner on third base as a result of the pass ball. And Matt Lenhair is sitting there with, 2-2?
The Lions are down 4-2. 2 outs. Or is that second inning? Second inning down.
I've got one out.
Okay.
We started the inning with a strikeout. He struck. Oh, there it is, right to the shortstop. He comes up with it. Makes the play. Uh-oh. Nope. Dropped the ball.
5-2, Little River.
So, they score on the error. On the dropped ball at first base.
And we're going to have a conference with the pitcher's man. We'll take a break and hear for a word from our sponsors while this is going on.
The State Bank of Delphus and the Ottawa County Bank in Minneapolis are locally owned community banks which offers traditional accounts such as checking, savings, certificates of deposit, IRAs, loans, and online banking. But most important, they're committed to making your banking experience as easy and as personal as possible. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
That didn't take as long as I thought it would.
The number 5 hole hitter, number 14, Austin Eberly from Little River, comes up, still one away. Runner at first base as a result of an error. Dropped ball at third base. Dustin Lott couldn't get a handle on it. The shortstop came up with a fairly hot grounder, was able to corral it, make the throw, but couldn't make the connection for the out. 1 ball to the number 5 hitter for Little River. A swing and a miss.
We used to count pitches, Dave, and hardly ever let the kids get over 100. We just felt like it was too tough on their arm. And try to get 85 or 90 and try to rotate a pitcher. Even if we was doing pretty good, we'd try to not let him throw over 100 pitches.
Well, you know, you're exactly right. But the problem that they have with this young group here is, and this is really bad because they just don't have that much pitching. And well,
it's so hard to develop. The pitching 70-80% of the game on this level, and it's just it's a very skilled position.
Not very many guys can just come out and do it, you know. It certainly requires a certain amount of athleticism, but, well, I'll just tell you an old story. Back in the day, we had a guy, some of you may know, Hap McCain, which turned out, you know, he was one of the few professional players that was ever developed, and homegrown product from Minneapolis, and one day we had him down to work with the pitchers, and I asked him, I said, Hap, how did that happen? How did you become a pitcher? Well, first of all, he was left-handed, and that was a premium.
Swing and a miss.
But evidently, the story goes that he told me he said, I had a brother that was, and I don't know whether he had been sick or he had a brother that was handicapped or whatever, but his brother was in a wheelchair, he said, and his brother loved to play catch, so they played catch all the time. And he said, and I learned how to throw fairly accurately because he said if I threw it and he couldn't catch it, I had to chase it. so he said, as you might imagine, he said we played a lot of catch, and I got where I could throw pretty accurately.
You know, we had him down too to try to assist us in pitching, and he was very skilled, but he was not really couldn't convey to our kids what he should do, you know, to make himself a better pitcher. Hell, he just get it here and just throw a strike, throw it hard. Here's a curveball, just throw a curveball strike.
Well,
and he didn't really know the techniques in which it took to do it. He just had the skills to do it.
You know, I think a lot of that has been developed in the latter years here, Terry. A lot of that micromanaging of skill that goes into baseball. In the old days, if you were a big boy, you know, if they threw it to you, you hit it, and if they hit it to you, you caught it. You know, that was the old school game. Now it's everything's under a microscope with these guys.
I think that's right, and you can just take that into other sports too.
Yeah, baseball isn't unique in that way. That's for sure.
Particularly, you know, I don't even think they had a barbell in high school when I was in school. Now they got weight programs.
Yeah, the only thing that Babe Ruth used to lift was a beer bottle.
These athletes, now you can watch these college teams play basketball. They're unbelievable athletes.
Yep.
Yeah, the pros back in the old days used to drink whiskey, and the ones now take steroids.
That ball should be caught. They got to communicate.
There we go. They come away with it. Nice.
Brings it down.
Little pop fly to second base.
5-2 after an inning and a half. Well, we get ready for the bottom of the second to start. Let's review our regionals. The guys will play at Wilson. Involved besides Minneapolis in regional was El Saline, Lincoln, Sylvan Unified, Wilson, and good old Sacred Heart. And the girls will play at Canton Galva, with besides us be El Saline, Canton Galva, Lincoln, and good old Sacred Heart.
At the bottom of, leading off the bottom of the second for Minneapolis, Matt Corman, your third baseman, Drew Smith, the designated hitter, who's hitting for the pitcher Tyrell Owens, and Sean Ushery will be the hitters 1, 2, 3. If any of those get on, Steve Bronham, the number 9 hitter, will be up.
One other note of interest for county baseball and softball is that Lincoln and Teskett are playing together this year for both softball and baseball.
That seems odd to me because Teskett is part of the Bennington school system, and Bennington has I believe has a baseball team.
What did I say?
You said that Lincoln and Teskett.
Excuse me, it's Bennington and Teskett.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sorry.
Well, see, now they did that last year,
Did
but
they?
Teskett sent no one over.
Oh, okay.
And so there was some talk of maybe Bennington and Minneapolis. And this is strictly military rumor now. There was some talk of Minneapolis Bennington going together because there was some frustration on the part of the Bennington people that Teskett didn't send anybody over.
Well, that very well may be the case this year. I don't know, but I just noticed that because it's both of them, they're in 3A, Class 3A for regionals.
Yeah.
For baseball and softball.
Matt Corman is your leadoff hitter here in the bottom of the second. Minneapolis trails 5-2.
So they're going to be playing against the likes of Beloit and Marysville and some others.
Nice pitch.
3A substate.
What are you throwing, Dave? 65 miles an hour?
I don't know.
70?
We're going to find out. I'm going to say he's in 70s.
He's got a pretty decent arm.
Didn't get it. Strike 2. Yeah, this kid's got a good motion. He's had a little difficulty throwing strikes. Let's see what happens here. 79. So he's
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, that is good. That's above average for a high school arm.
Of course, we were privileged to have Doug Comfort there for 3 years, and he could throw like 84 mile an hour, and the college coaches picked up on that right away, and we'd have several games where there were 21 possible outs, 3 outs an inning, 7 innings, and Doug would strike out 18 people.
Yeah, it made us look pretty good, didn't
Yeah, we were really good coaches, getting 3 outs a game by ourselves. But he was dominant. He was 6'4" and strong, and you get mounds 18 inches high, and you get on top of there, and them little 16, 17-year-old kids are just overwhelmed.
Drew Smith.
We brought the Kansas State coach in, look at him, he said, bring him on down. We'll teach him 5 more mile an hour. He'll be throwing in the 90s.
Yep. And then he went down there to Kansas State and decided that maintaining a 4-point average to become a engineer was more important. I think he probably made the right decision.
Yeah. He had potential, though, to play with the big boys.
This guy's got some good stuff. He just needs to throw strikes. I don't know why you would, I don't know why you would fool around. If you're throwing in the high 70s, that's enough that you can blow it by most average hitters at this level. And there's the bender. Struck him out.
Took a little bit off that pitch.
Yeah. Yep. Well, your fastball sets up your changeup. That actually wasn't a changeup. It was a. I don't know if I'd call that a slider or a curve. I don't know if that may be his curve, but it breaks down and away. Sean Ushery, a freshman, at the plate. There's a good pitch. Pretty tough. You have to be pretty disciplined to look at that pitch in the eyes and then stay in there to hit it. Most guys haven't seen that kind of a pitch. If this guy gets his stroke going, he's going to be tough. 2 strikes. Seems to have found his stride here. Struck out the first 2 hitters. A little bit high. Close.
Oh, real close. A lot of coaches will really let the pitchers pitch a lot in their full windup, and they get in the game, and for pretty soon they got a runner on, they're out of the stretch. So we used to try to have the pitchers practice both out of the stretch and windup, so they got used to custom both. There he set up on the outside that time, like we talked before. The first baseman set up on the outside of the line, so the catcher got a chance to make that play.
3 up, 3 down. Lions, after 2 innings, are down 5-2.
1, 2, 3 in that inning. Basically struck out the side. The last one was a struck out swinging 2-3 for the out, but it goes down as a strikeout. So 1, 2, 3. Steve Bronham will lead off the inning for Minneapolis when we come back up, and that brings us over to Little River.
Who do we have set up here playing? We got at catcher is who?
For us?
Yeah.
The battery. Well, the battery is the combination of the pitcher-catcher. The battery for Minneapolis is Terrell Owens and Nick Torres.
Okay.
Number 16, Nick Torres is the catcher today in Game 1.
And first base is Lott.
Dustin Lott at first base.
Second is Corman.
John Corman.
Yeah.
Matt Corman is at short. No. Matt Corman is at third, and Austin Goddard is your freshman shortstop. Left field is Sean Ushry. Center field is Austin Jensen, and right field is Steve Bronham.
A lot of young guys.
Yeah, Minneapolis has Austin Goddard as a freshman, Nick Torres is a junior, Austin Jensen is a sophomore, Dustin Lott, your only senior, John Corman is a junior, Matt Corman is a freshman, Drew Smith is a junior, Tyrell Owens, now Tyrell may be a senior.
No, he's a junior.
He's a junior, and he is the pitcher. Sean Ushry, a freshman.
Deep hit. Snagged it.
Nice catch out there on right field. The guy went a long ways, caught that ball.
Steve Bronham, your right fielder, that's the guy that made the catch right there, is a sophomore. So, lead off, fly 9, F9 in the book, 1 away. This is your number 8 hitter, number 20, Jarrett Williamson. Struck out last time up. Now, whoever is running the team book ought to be, pitcher ought to be aware that what this guy did last time. There's a nice pitch. A little off-speed pitch. You obviously need to throw this kid strikes. Make him earn it. 2 strikes. Now, you don't give up a base hit with an 0-2 count. So you're going to make him hit your pitch. There you go. Struck him out. 2 down.
Right now, we ought to be telling our team what this guy did last time. If they charted their plays, have signals, and the team would be aware that this guy went to shortstop last time or whatever he did.
This guy struck out last time. And he looks like a candidate to do it again. But you got to throw him strikes.
Is he number 9, Dave?
He is the number 9 hitter. He's a freshman. Number 8, Junior Teeter is this young man's name. Nice pitch. 2 strikes. Again, now here is I'm calling the trigger zone, high heat here. Something out of the zone. Don't hit him. You don't want to give him a free pass. That would be counterproductive. That's not a bad pitch, though. Back him off the plate a little bit. Give him something to think about. Now throw a strike.
A little to the outside, I guess.
I was watching the umpire see if he's going to pull the trigger on that or not. Okay. 2-2. Cut him out of there right now. There it is. That got him.
He went swinging for that one. That was a little more outside and lower than the last one.
Okay, we've now matched what they did. We went 1, 2, 3, and then they just now went 1, 2, 3 with a fly ball to right field and 2 strikeouts. And he did what he needed to do. He struck out the 8 and 9 guy. You don't want to have those 8 and 9 guys on base for your 1, 2, 3 guys in the batting order. So
5-2 after 2.5 in favor of the Redskins of Little River.
I see some equipment improvement, Dave. These catchers have that pad that goes on the back of their calves, and that they can squat onto that. That's a pretty neat little invention there.
Little knee savers.
Yeah, some of us. Too bad you didn't think of that, Terry.
Yeah,
making $1 million off of that.
It sold some ideas there. That's pretty nice.
So he'll be our leadoff hitter here, Branham. If I'm not mistaken. No, Corman. Branham's on.
We always had our guys. We have our guys right now watching that pitcher and see what his stuff looks like. Then you know before you get up there. And we do that pregame and the warm-ups too, instead of just dinking around in the dugout and doing nothing. And see what the other team's doing and watch your drills and watch your pitchers and their skills and find the weaknesses of the other team and try to go after those weaknesses. I haven't seen anybody bunt today. The third baseman plays really deep. I would think a bunt would work too. And he's a pretty big kid, probably not got a lot of speed. Same way with first base. Pick up on the other team's weaknesses and go after those. There, right there, you should see how good the catcher's arm is. He made a pretty nice throw to second. Well, you'll know that next time you're on base. See if you can run on him or not. We have scored more runs, Dave, on base running skills than any other single thing we taught.
It's a big part of the game, no doubt about it. Steve Branham, the leadoff hitter, the number 9 hitter for Minneapolis. As a matter of fact, this is his first time to the plate. Comebacker. 1-3 for the out.
He threw that ball underhanded to first. We taught 7 steps or more, you'd throw it overhanded, and 7 steps or less, you'd throw it underhanded. But he got it over there and got the out, but we'd probably throw that ball overhanded so he'd get it out of the glove and let that first baseman see that ball so he can pick up on it.
Austin Goddard, your hitter. That's a nice pitch. Going to be pretty tough if he can throw that first strike.
He could lay a ball right down that third base line and run it out easy.
I'm not real excited about Austin's stance, but it works for him. He's got all his weight on his back foot, kind of on the toe of the front foot, crouched way down. It's just
pretty unethical, pretty
unorthodox. But hit it out. It's kind of like that the guy that takes the shot from half court. No, yes. Hit one out. So, that's a good stance. He's a freshman.
He'll have to get rid of that stance, though, Dave. That's not going to work against good pitching in his career. We taught the Charlie Lau style, who was George Brett's coach, and the only thing different about that style was that they released the bat instead of turning over their hand at the point of contact.
And Charlie Lau was a front foot guy. He wanted you to hit. He thought you hit off the front foot, and that's another. The book, The Art of Hitting 300. And I tell you something. One thing that I've seen today that I'm not excited about is that's the second Minneapolis guy that has slid into first base.
Run through that base.
It's faster to run through it than it is to slide.
Run through the base and turn to your right so they can't think you're going to second, and then look for the ball. Maybe the ball has been misplayed, and you got to find that ball immediately so you know where it's at before anybody else does, and you can go to second.
And I'll tell you another thing about sliding at first base is that's the way you get your ankle broke. Bases will hurt you.
Plus, you're going down out of the way of the vision of the first baseman. Stay up in his way. Try to block his vision if you can by staying up high.
So 2 down for Minneapolis as a result of the comebacker to the pitcher who threw out Steve Branham, and Austin Goddard strikes out and is thrown out by the catcher on potentially a pass ball. So it was a strikeout, 2-3 for the second out. Nick Terez, the hitter.
Inside pitch there.
1-1. Nobody on, 2 down. Minneapolis trails 5-2 in the bottom half of the third inning. One ball and 2 strikes as a result of the foul.
The winds went down, guys.
Yeah, I know it. I put on extra clothes. I may wind up having to take some of them off.
Little things, Dave, like we take that step out of the box with the right foot instead of the left, and they get another 6 inches of movement there on your first step. So after you've stepped out and hit the ball, and if you take that first step with your lead foot, you're only going to step 9 inches, and if you take that lead step with your back foot, you step 18 inches.
Make it as short a trip as you can. It's a game of inches, they say. Oh, it's a pretty good pitch. A little high. He worked him for a walk. All right, 2 down. Terez works it for a walk.
Okay, now here's where you get into how many ways there's a score from first base, how many ways to score from second base, how many ways to score from third base. We want that runner at second. He's got a lot more chance of scoring from second base than he does from first.
We're going to have a pitch runner. Terez being the catcher, the rules allow for a pinch runner to allow the catcher, speeds the game up, allows the catcher to get his equipment on and be ready. And also from, I suppose, a physical standpoint, the catcher is, he probably works harder than anybody beside the pitcher on the team, and it rests him a little bit. But I think more to the point, it's probably to speed the game up so the catcher can get his gear on. So, and I'm not sure who the pinch runner is for Minneapolis. Uh-oh. There's that situation, Terry, where you've got a secondary lead. You get your initial lead, and then when the pitcher goes home,
get 4 more steps.
You've got a couple more steps, and your momentum is towards second base as the ball reaches the catcher. You know, you have to take that base right there. You have to get that base.
It's called a 2-way lead. When you go out there with the intent to either go to second or go back to first, that's a 2-way lead. He had a one-way lead, which was only going to go back to first. So in that situation, he needs to get off there far enough and take what we call a 2-way lead, where you can go back to first or go to second.
Well, and his momentum was coming back to first when the ball crossed the plate. So, you can't reverse yourself at that point. Oh, there's a base hit. Nice hit.
And if he'd been on the move,
Austin Jensen,
he might score there anyhow.
No, he's not going to. He
does get to third.
Doesn't have that kind of speed, but you're right. At second, from second base to right field there, that's a run.
That's a run, and that's what I said before. How many ways to score from second base? Well, a single will score you from second base, but not from first. Austin made a nice hit there.
There was a good opposite field hit. That's exactly what you want to do. Hit behind the runner. That's exactly what you want to do. Dustin Lott, your hitter, the number 4 hole hitter, last time up.
He's got to be on the second base right now. Whoops.
The old Steve Busby move. Step off to third, which takes you off the rubber. Then you're legally, you can go back to first.
Now he wants a 2-way lead here where he can go back to first or second. Now take another couple steps. Now go. They're not going to throw it down there. Shortstop or second baseman never broke. They throw it down there, then you score the run from third. A base running will score you more runs than just about any skill that you can have.
Again, I'm not sure who the pinch runner is.
Number 12, I think I read the.
I used to try to teach ACC, aggressiveness, concentration, and confidence. If you're aggressive, confident, and got a lot of concentration, you can do a lot of things on the base pads.
Again, I'm going to check this out. Last couple of times, this guy is bringing it in about 78 miles an hour, which is anything in the 80s is well above average for a high school pitcher. Particularly in this area, and there's an 81. There's an 81.
Nice pitch. Right at the knees.
Strand 2 runners.
Yeah.
After 3. It's 5-2.
See, right there, by stealing seconds, you might have created some activity there. So you left a runner stranded on third and first with 2 out. Got to be a little more aggressive on the base pads.
We don't say any of this to criticize the coaching.
Nope.
Just observations.
Not just observation. And the next coach might not want to make any chance at all making the third out at second base.
Mm-hmm.
But we always try to be really aggressive on the base pads. Make them take the game to them and make them stop us. We didn't try to stop ourselves, although we did stop ourselves on occasion. But we tried to be really aggressive.
The facilities here, guys, are just amazing over the last few years. Of course, about 8 years ago or so, they put up the hitting cage over there by the softball field, wasn't it? Maybe not quite that long ago. And got Hat McCain Field there for the softball. It's a real nice little stadium there. Of course, Legion Field here, and I guess that's T-ball over there in the southeast corner.
This guy
plus some other apparatus.
This guy right here is the scorebook's instrumental in most all this facility down here, Dale.
Well, Terry and I, this was kind of a passion we had back in those days. So we did, this fence that you're looking at here, the backstop, is a lot of this was a good part of this money was actually donated by the American Legion program here in Minneapolis. They used to have an American Legion post, and they gave us a good chunk of this money, and it was a nice addition to the baseball facilities. Okay. This is your leadoff hitter, who happens to be the leadoff hitter, Jack Wolf, who is your the catcher. And last time up, first time up, he got a single to left center, and second time up in left center, he put one out of here for a home run. He has scored 1 run. He's 2 for 2. So, if you're the pitcher, you know that this guy, you have to be a little bit careful with him. You should have remembered what you threw him last time that he took deep. And there he did it again. It's within 10 feet of the same place he hit it last time.
I was just going to say, with first base
directionally, he's right there, same place.
I think he hit that one even harder.
Yeah, it might have been a little bit, but online, speaking about online, that was exactly the same place. So
now that's pretty rare. That guy must be a heck of an athlete.
And he's a freshman. Check that out. Skylar Hill, the number 2 hitter, first time up was out 5-3, hit a ball to the third baseman, and the second time up had a single to right. It was a blooper over the second baseman. Scored a run. Nobody down. Leadoff hitter hits a home run. And this is your number 2-hole hitter. He is your pitcher. He's a sophomore. Pretty impressive for a sophomore.
We've been very fortunate that Little River hasn't had anybody on base for those 2 home runs.
Dave, I don't think I've seen 2 home runs out of a kid at this level in my life.
Pretty rare. Okay, you got to make this play.
Yeah, you got to make it.
And he does.
Good job, Dustin Lott.
That's a free one there.
Dustin Lott for first base.
Good job on that. What you do, you find that ball, you find the fence, you find the ball again, and make the play, and did a real nice job on that.
One out, 1 run. Cody Schaefer, the hitter, number 13, a freshman. Last 2 times up, he has 2 singles. One was a blooper behind the third base. third baseman for a base hit, and the other one was was hit to right, to right field, a fly ball in front of the right fielder. It was a little bit of a shallow hit, but he has put the ball in play for 2 singles, so he's 2 for 2. And there is going to be a routine fly ball to the John Corman makes the play.
Second base.
2 down. We'll call that F4. Just for I would guess that most of you know, but just for your information, the defense is numbered. The pitcher being number 1, the catcher being number 2, third base is position 3, second base position 4. Then it skips to third base. Third is the number 5 position, and the shortstop is number 6. And speaking of number 6, there was a
Stopped the ball. Couldn't quite handle it, but he did get it stopped. Runner advances to first.
I guess, am I going to call that an error, Terry?
I didn't see it, Dave.
I'm gonna say E6.
I was working on the electronic equipment.
You know. So 2 down. Austin Eberle is your hitter. First time up, he walked. Second time up, I don't know what he did. I missed that. They're going to talk it over. Number 14, Austin Eberle, as a sophomore.
What you would do here, Dave, as a coach, if you had somebody tracking the players for you, you'd know where this guy went last time, and if he went to shortstop, you'd have your second baseman cover the throw going down. If he happened to go to the right side of the field, you'd probably let the shortstop cover. Just a lot of stuff going on in baseball all the time. It's all real subtle things, but you want to know where this guy's tendencies are and try to cover those tendencies and have the other guy cover the base on the throwdown.
It's not just going out there and standing around waiting for the ball to come to you. Huh?
Well, I'm sitting here thinking, Terry, I'm not sure this guy. I mean, he's a big boy. I'm not sure he's got the speed that you're gonna. He's probably not a guy that you're gonna go. You're not probably gonna send him. Although, you gotta as a coach, you gotta figure out what the defense has got. And there is a deep ball. It's going to be stayed in the field.
Knocked in the guy from first.
A double to right center.
6
Scores a run.
7-2, excuse me.
Ellenher scores on the double. 2 runs in the inning, 2 down.
Good honest base hit, the right field. I don't think they'd had a play at home even if they would have hit that.
No, there was no play there. But your error was costly in that guy converted, was able to score. Runner now at second base, 2 down. This is your 6-hole hitter, number 33, Colin Johnson, who is your third baseman for Little River. Was on base in the result of an error to third base first time up. Second time hits a little candy fly ball to second base for the out.
Never want to make your first or third out at third base. And the theory is there that first out's unnecessary because you got guys coming up behind you, and the third out, don't want to do that because you're out inning. So there's a base hit right through the middle.
Yes, it was.
Should score the run pretty easily.
This guy's got some pretty good wheels. There's not going to be a play.
8-2.
So the double followed by a single brings up the number 7-hole hitter, number 2, Caden Ackerman. Got a base hit with a little comebacker off the glove of the pitcher first time up. Second time hit a fly ball to the right fielder for the out. And that is strike 1. So 2 away, 2 runs in. Top of the fourth. Little River leads 8-2. Good pitch. Make the play. Step and throw. Okay.
Good job.
1-3 for the out.
Now, what's the, I think it's rather obvious, but what's the importance of the pitcher running towards first base a little bit there before he throws the ball?
No, that's just a matter of preference. Terry was talking earlier. One of the things that you want to do as a pitcher is you want the first baseman to see the ball. So you want to get it up so he can see it. He took a little few extra steps, but I wouldn't condemn it. Whether you're going to underhand the ball or whether you're going to throw it overhand, I like for the player to get the ball out in his hand where the defensive the guy at third base or first base can see it, and then make the toss. Running over there a little bit, I don't know.
The base runner wasn't running very fast for one thing.
Yeah.
But I guess probably the only thing I could think was that he was the closer I get to the catcher, the first baseman,
but I don't like that.
More sure it is to getting it to him, I guess.
It's deceiving. It's deceiving. Then the first baseman don't know, well, is he going to run over and take the play? You got a guy on there, his job is to have a good arm, so he catches that ball, he pulls it out of the glove, and he fires it over there. He just don't dink it over there. And you're crisp. And so if he runs over there, then that first baseman might be deceived and think, well, he's just going to come to the bag and I'll just let him do it. So he steps off. But it's not a big deal. That obviously they're probably going to get an out there, but we just kind of try to do consistency. And so we always just taught them to catch the ball, get out of the glove, show it to the first baseman, and fire it over there.
Bottom of the fourth, the Lions are down 8-2 to the Little River Redskins. Corman, I believe, up the bat.
Rally time, guys. Like the GM commercial. Put on your rally hats. That's a nice hit. That's a nice
Tell you
hit.
what, John Corman has got a nice swing. That's a strong part of his game, as far as I'm concerned.
He made the turn to the left, Dave, and went down the line in case he bobbled the ball. He could have took second.
Yep, make him force you back. John Corman leads off with a single.
When that ball breaks the plane to the infield, then you take that turn to the left and go down there.
Matt Corman is your hitter. First time up, struck out. John Corman, first time up, struck out looking. Matt Corman struck out swinging. So on the pass ball,
take second.
Corman advances to second.
Stand up.
Okay, your leadoff hitter at second base. That's a good thing. Matt Corman, a freshman, playing third base today for Minneapolis in Game 1.
Defensively, I'm not too concerned about this runner here. I want out. I'll trade a run for an out.
Matt Corman came up with the second hit for Minneapolis so far in the game. The first hit was produced by Austin Jensen, a opposite field line drive last inning to right field was the first hit for Minneapolis.
High and outside.
John Corman brings the second hit through the hole in the past the shortstop there. Nice base hit. Resulted in a single. Advanced to second on the pass ball. And a pretty good move. Kid's been coached somewhere.
That's a pretty good pick.
For a sophomore, that's a pretty good move. You know, some of these guys play a lot of summer ball someplace. You never know.
That's the key anymore for volleyball, baseball,
Yep.
basketball, summer ball. Find those skills.
Swinging and a miss. Full count. advances John Corman to third base.
Notice that shortstop just went right with the runner right down to third and got far enough behind the base that he could make a play. If he comes down there to third base and gets too close to that runner or too close to that third baseman, then he don't have a chance to react to a pass ball.
Full count.
So he came down there and got 15 feet behind the third baseman, so he'd have a chance to react to the ball that was passed by the third baseman.
Matt Corman draws a walk. Runners at the corner now for Drew Smith. Nobody down. Building some momentum here. Drew Smith, the designated hitter, he's hitting for the pitcher Tyrell Owens. That's one of those save yourself pitches. It's coming in on you. It's coming tight, and you just kind of pull the trigger on it. It's kind of a trigger zone pitch. Pretty tough to lay off that. And Matt Corman advances with the stolen base.
2 runners in scoring position.
I go back to his windup. He's a little better pitcher out of his windup than he is his stretch.
One ball, 2 strikes to Drew Smith. Nobody down here. Runners at first or second and third. Have some potential. You know, it could bunt. Not in this situation with two strikes. I'm sorry, but that's going to be. Whew. I'm going to say I can't imagine that wasn't a strike.
You need to score this run on a pass ball. He needs to be working hard down there at third base. This
is your number 8 hitter, Sean Ushry. He is your left fielder today.
We have 1 out or 2, Roop.
That is 1 out.
Okay.
1 strikeout. The John Corman reached on a single up the middle. Matt Corman reached on a walk. John stole second and stole third, and Matt stole second base. Got runners at second and third. 1 away. The pitch. That's trouble. He got under it.
Nice play.
Matt Corman moves to third.
This catcher's having, you've got to hold on to the ball. He's struggling.
Right there, the first baseman should have come over and to the mound and backed up the throw back to the catcher, or from the catcher to the pitcher. The third baseman or the first baseman should have been there, and so he would score 2 runs on that play, but he did not come over. See, there's always something to do. If you're just standing there, you're not doing the right thing.
Swinging.
Sean Ushry offers and goes down swinging. 2 out. Well, we did cash in one of the runs so far. The other potential run is Matt Corman at third base. Steve Bronin, the number 9 hitter.
8-3.
Last time up, hit a comebacker to the pitcher, was out 1-3.
Low and outside there.
So this is his second appearance as a hitter today. As we said, Minneapolis has managed only 2 hits so far. Austin Jensen with a line drive in the third, and John Corman started this inning off with a single up the middle. 2 outs in the inning. Drew Smith struck out swinging. Sean Ushry's Drew Smith struck out looking. Sean Ushry went down swinging. Steve Bronin, your hitter, the number 9 hole hitter, the right fielder from Minneapolis. I'm going to say that's pretty close.
Strike call.
I think this pitcher's trying to do just a little too much. I think he's overmatching. I think he's probably overmatching these guys. He just has to throw strikes. Just throw it in the strike zone.
When he stepped off and faked a throw to third, David, he was in his wind-up position. What's the rule on it? He has to step off the back of the rubber.
Yeah, you have to get your foot off the rubber. That's right. So you have to pull that foot off before you can turn back to first. See, that's one of those situations where you try to back out and the bat naturally comes through, and the umpire will ring you up on that. if you don't really maintain keeping that bat back. So 2 strikes, 2 and 2.
Nice stop.
Yeah, maybe that's 2 and 2. No, that's full count. I had it right. Steve Bronham, full count. 2 away. Fouls it back.
Fouled it
Still
back.
alive.
Yeah, still alive. About all you could do with that pitch.
So Minneapolis come up with 1 run so far in the inning. John Corman came across on a passed ball. Pretty close play at the plate, and he was able to slide under it. The umpire called him safe. Uh-oh, took a little wave at it. Struck out swinging. So he retired the side with strikeouts. Drew Smith went down looking. Sean Ushery went down swinging, and Steve Bronham down swinging. But not before we could get 1 run on 1 hit. Minneapolis now has 3 runs and trail Little River 8-3.
We'll take a quick word from our sponsors here. For our sponsors, not from them.
Can repair any make or model of vehicle and make it look like new. They transform that ugly, messed up vehicle to its like new condition. You'll be saying, wow, what a job. D&M Body Shop, Minneapolis, the very best.
Bennett Autoplex supports the Minneapolis Lions. At Bennett Autoplex, you'll find a small-town family atmosphere with great prices on new and used cars. New vehicles including Chevrolet, Pontiacs, GMC, Buicks, and Jeep. Serving the customers since 1957. Bennett Autoplex, Minneapolis, Salina.
Scott Studio at Minneapolis does all types of signs, from vehicle graphics, banners, racing, full-color decals, retail signs, and much more. If you need a sign, here's your sign. Scott Studio, where quality is promised and the price is always right.
The Minneapolis Junior Senior High School Lion backers are proud to continue their long-term support of the broadcast of these Lion games. Join us as we support student activities and the teachers of Minneapolis Junior and Senior High School. Go Lions! We're with you all the way.
A little longer break here between innings. We have a new pitcher for the Lions, Dustin Lott, warming up. Bottom or top of the 5th. These are 7-inning games, aren't they, Root?
Yep. Dustin Lott is your pitcher, as Dale told you, starting off the top of the 5th with the leadoff hitter, Jack Wolf, who is, in fact, the leadoff hitter for Little River. First time up, he had a single up the middle. Second time up was the home run to...
This is Williams.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is number 20, Jarrett Williams.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah, that makes a difference.
Let's drag him out.
That Jarrett Williams, number 20, struck out both times up, so he's consistent. That's 3 strikeouts.
There's Teeter, their number 9 hitter.
That's a good way to start off. 1 out with a strikeout for Lott. The number 9 hitter, Junior Teeter, number 8, also has been up twice and struck out twice. So the lesson here is throw strikes. And that's just what Lott has done. He's ahead. There it is, strike 3. So the 8 and 9 hitter for Little River has they've been up a total of 6 times and struck out 6 times. And I believe, let me consult the paper.
Here's your Mr. Wolf. I'm surprised they don't have him as the cleanup guy.
Well, this might be his day. You don't know.
This is our home run guy?
Yeah, this is the guy. A single and 2 home runs. The single was up the middle, a little bit to the left side, and the home runs were the same thing except way deep. The lesson here is be careful.
Yeah, got a pretty conventional stance, got his hands up high. Watching the ball with both eyes, got his head turned so he can see the ball with both eyes.
He's, of course, scored on the 2 home runs, and took a cut there, did he not? 3-1 is the count.
You know, he don't look that strong. It just shows you how that technique and really that bat speed. There's a nice hit.
Same. I tell you what,
A little lower that time.
He's if you charted his hits, they'd all be right in the same direction.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Throw ahead of the runner. That's the key there. The guy's he's going to make second, so you want to be thinking of throwing the ball to third. The guys did a nice job there. Understood that. So, a single, 2 home runs, and a double. That's not bad.
All down the midway between left field and
left
right
center. Left center is his deal. If you charted his pitches, they'd all be on the same line. It'd just be a matter of, that's going to be a ground rule double. When the ball bounces out of the field in play, that is a ground rule double.
That scores a runner.
It does score a runner.
9-3.
So Wolf scores on the ground rule double. Ground rule double to right center.
They have sure been able to capitalize on some long balls against the Lions this first game.
Cody Schaefer, the hitter, number 13, a freshman, has 2 singles, a bloop single behind third and a bloop single behind second base, and a fly ball to second base. And I lost it. And there is your single to right. Scores the run.
Scores the run from second base. 10-3 now.
Matt Lenhair is the big boy, 46. First time up singled, was on base as a result of an error twice. Lot delivers, ball 1.
A little low right down the center.
Two away here. Need to find a way to get an out. Runner at first base. Nope. It was a nice throw down, but not in time. So we're going to say that was a stolen base by Cody Schaefer. 2 runs in the inning for Little River. Runner at second, 2 away. Matt Lenhair is your hitter. 3 balls. Dug ourselves a pretty deep hole here. Yeah, there we go. I was wondering about that. The umpire doesn't want to, he's not in a hurry to make that call. And he's going to give up the walk, and the runner from second advances on the pass ball. So runners at the corner now, 2 away. Brings up Austin Eberly, number 14, a sophomore, has walked the first time up and has a double to right the third time up. And fouls 1 back. Beautiful day for high school baseball. Could be 42 degrees. I'm very pleased.
What was it? 15 this morning? Supposed to be
Yeah,
below?
20s anyhow.
Say that again?
Supposed to get down in the teens. I
Tonight?
thought. No, last night.
Oh, okay.
No, I think it's supposed to be warming up from here on out.
Think about shagging them foul balls, Dave. They used to give a nickel for those. Don't know if they'd go very far nowadays or not.
They'd want a quarter now.
I'd rather keep the baseball. They're about $5 a piece. And there's a drive to center, and he's there. Makes the catch to retire the side.
The ball was hit well.
Yep. About 245 feet.
Center fielder was who?
Center fielder was Austin Jensen. I think it still is Austin Jensen.
Yeah, nice catch.
Yeah, Jensen pulls it in for the third out.
Change tapes here.
So we're going to say F8. Crouched pretty good, weight on the back foot, and looks at strike one.
One thing about it that makes it shrinks the strike zone, doesn't it?
Well, it can. The umpire can't, if he thinks, although that appears to be his real stance, the umpire has the discretion to call what he thinks should be your normal strike zone if he thinks that you've modified your strike zone to gain advantage.
I see.
But there would be no reason to think that wasn't his real strike zone, and you're right. It'd be a fairly tight zone. But
he'll have. I don't want to be critical, but he'll have to get a more conventional stance if he wants to play up, this level better or another level. There's no secrets. It's balance. It's get the bat back to the launch zone, watch the ball with both eyes, get the body weight properly. You'll see a few super athletes that can get by without having a pretty normal stance, but it's very rare.
Yeah, you see those guys that have a little bit unusual stance, and I mentioned one of them earlier, a guy by the name of Rod Carew. There wasn't anything unusual about his stance. He did hold the bat a little bit different than most people do. He laid it flat, and he won several batting titles, so it worked for him.
He more or less had the conventional footwork, but he swung the bat in a kind of a nervous reaction, but he still brought it back to the launch zone, which we call, behind the right shoulder or left shoulder, whatever, and back and steady and bat head up, and the main thing kids do at this level is turn their head when they swing instead of keeping their head and eyes in watching the ball.
I don't know if you remember, but we went down to years ago. We went down to a coach's clinic down to the Royals and went underneath the stadium. And Hal McRae was the instructor that day, one of the guest speakers, and it was kind of like your story earlier, talking about guys that maybe don't convey it that well. Somebody asked Hal McRae, and if you may not be familiar with Hal McRae, he was a great hitter for the Royals. And somebody asked him and said, "Well, how do you do that? How do you hit the ball?" Well, he says, "I don't know. I just swing at it and hit it." Not too much, not much rocket science to it. It comes in there and I swing at it.
That day they got rained out, and so those players and coaches spent a lot of time with us. And I remember asking Willie Wilson, who was a great player for the Royals, Willie, I said, what's the hardest pitcher to steal second base on? He said, the one that strikes me out.
Nick Therese down on strikes.
I remember Fry, he was the coach then, Dave, and he was in awe of us. He said, you guys are having the fun. He said, this level here is business stress. He said, I coached at you guys' level once in my life, and he said, it was a blast. And now I'm coach of the Royals, and it's just a big job is all it is. The money's good, but it's hard work. It's stressful. He said,
pretty windy up there.
Tell
you what, you as you say, you be gone tomorrow. Winning is everything. Being a nice guy doesn't get you very far at that level.
No, there's so many salaries and sponsors on the line, and you just need to perform.
Yep.
One other comment from a professional about hitting the ball that I remember hearing, of course, the big name for all time, probably with Royals, was George Brett. And I remember we were living in the Kansas City area about the time he was retiring, and one of the things that I remember him being quoted as saying, there's a hit. Well, not going to be a hit, but
nice play by the shortstop.
Yeah.
He came in on the ball, picked it up, and he took what we call a crossover step when he threw it to first. He crossed his back leg over to get momentum and made a nice throw to first base. A good play by the shortstop.
1, 2, 3 for Little River there. First base unassisted for Austin Goddard, and Nick Therese was out on strikes. And Austin Jensen, hits a ground ball to the shortstop for the third out. 1-2-3 for Little River.
10-3 after 5 innings.
No runs on no hits.
Anyway, the question to Brett was, well, what's bringing on retirement for you? One of the main things. And he says, well, one of the big things is my ability to hit. He said it used to be baseball was just a great big white object floating right down, or coming right down the pike at me. It was real easy to hit the thing, but as the years have gone by, that ball has just gotten smaller and smaller and smaller, and it's just a lot harder to hit.
Well, I remember as a coach, and of course a lot younger then, and Doug Comfort was throwing 85, 87 miles an hour, and I was a pretty decent hitter, and that ball comes in there very quickly at that. And in the major leagues, that's about the bottom side of their fastball. From there up to Nolan Ryland at, 103 or something like that. You just don't have any reaction time getting that bat on the ball at that kind of a pitching speed.
As we speak, this is opening day for the Royals. They are at the Chicago White Sox this afternoon.
It snowed out yesterday.
They did have a snow day yesterday, and they say it's still cold today, but
it is.
They're gonna supposedly play the game. That started at 2. This being probably 5:30ish, maybe 6. I'm not sure of the time exactly, but that game is probably concluded by now, and the Royals this year have. Hope springs eternal in baseball, but they think this is going to be an up year for the Royals, so we'll see. Colin Johnson, number 33, the freshman. First time up was on base with an error and a single up the middle.
The boys of summer opening today.
And Lott delivers, ball 1.
It has to be so much more than baseball nowadays. It has to be promotions and gimmicks and mascot races, and it's just a different society than the old 40s, 50s, 60s society when they just went to watch the game.
Well, baseball was the only game in town.
Yeah.
You know, it was the only game in town. Now, you know, basketball, how many billions of dollars have they spent on basketball courts? I mean, when we were kids, just a few years before us, the old junior high was the high school, you know, that was their practice gym, and the grade school had the play gym, and it wasn't anything, you know, that was it, you know. Well, every high school has what would have been a college quality baseball or basketball facility now. I mean, the billions of dollars that have been spent on basketball courts in the United States in the last 50 years is unreal.
We always told our players you have a little better chance of maybe going to college on a baseball scholarship than football or basketball, because you just really don't need to be I don't want to say an unusual size. You know, you don't have to be 6'7", or you don't have to be 350 pounds to play baseball.
That's one of the things that I remember Meckel saying in a board meeting, you know, in supporting the start of baseball at Minneapolis High School, is that you don't have to have the super speed. And it's nice if you do, you know, or the big brawn, like is helpful in baseball or basketball or track sometimes. You get some of your less than...
got him. This is a substitute here.
Less than high-skilled
This is number 40.
athletes.
This is
real good baseball players.
Number 40 is a sub. I just now caught up to that fact, and I'm going to have to pull my lineup card out of my pocket to see who this young man is.
Guess that's what I
who is now on base in because of being hit by a pitch. And Lott brings it in there. It looks to me like a strike, and the umpire agrees. Okay, number 40.
Though high-skilled athletes can add a lot
Spawn.
to the baseball game.
S-P-O-H-N. Number 40 is at first base as a result of being hit by a pitch. So, Lott starts off. Colin Johnson was struck out for out number 1, and the second hitter, a substitute, number 40, Spawn, I don't have his first name, is on first base as a result of being hit by a pitch. Jarrett Williams is the hitter. He has struck out 3 times in a row. So he has been consistent. Struck out swinging 3 times.
Well, that was Williams. He just struck out. This is
Oh, is he gone already?
Yeah, this is Wickstrom.
No. So we've got another sub here. This is the number.
Well, he was up there, Williams.
Was he?
Yeah.
Did he?
He struck out, I think.
Oh, okay. I was yakking. All right, very good. So he struck. So this is a substitute for 8, Teeter.
Wickstrom.
Yeah, but he's a substitute for the number 9 hole hitter.
Must be.
Yeah, because there's a leadoff guy. Okay.
Wilson's coming
Okay.
up.
So this is number 22. This is Wickstrom. Thank you. How'd you know that?
I was just watching the game, I guess.
Well, good. Somebody's got to be paying attention. It ain't me. Number 22 is a sub, and he is
outside.
What we do here, David, I don't want to be rude, but as part of the game, you'd pick up on this kid probably by not being maybe the skilled athlete to somebody, so you just go right at him. He took a cut at the first pitch and looked very clumsy at it. So you just, you could pretty well assume that he's probably not one of the top hitters, so just go right after him. Don't try to dance around the zone. They should get him right here. Oh, it's a walk. Okay, excuse me.
Back at the top of the order, the catcher, Wolf.
Yep.
Now,
Don't
see,
need no home runs out of him now. 2 guys on, do we?
we walked that guy to get it the home run hitter, so we'll
Yeah.
see what happens. This will be interesting. I might walk him right here, even though the bases are 2 guys on base.
so with 2 out. We walk the number 9 hitter, the replacement Wickstrom.
4 times up, 4 hits.
Up the middle for a double last time. 2 home runs and started off with a single
I'd like to see
to
that.
left center.
I'd like to see that center fielder move over there where he hit the ball every
Of course,
time.
this is a new pitcher. Lott's on the mound now, so that is
well,
different.
He hit Lott last time, too, I think. Didn't he?
Yes, he did. I'm sorry, Lott. Yeah, Lott came in at the number 8 hole hitter, and he did. Yeah.
We did that at Clay Center one time. The game was on the line, and we walked their big shot hitter, and went to the next guy and won the game. And boy, they about chased us out of town like we were cheating. But it's just baseball. We charted who hit where and when, and we found out this guy that was at bat really hurt us all game. So we walked him and struck out the next guy, and they screamed unfair and all this stuff, and you guys cheat. But
Now batting's the pitcher, number 3.
Well, we walked him that time. Bases loaded. 1 out or 2, Roop?
2 down.
2 down. There's an article, I didn't
So
read the
number-
whole thing in the Salina Journal the other day, about 2 guys running the rec program over there. Used to be umpires. Said they've heard it all
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah,
from the fan base.
yeah.
Dave, is that Burke Park? Is that named after the guy that was always at our games, whether it was foggy or rainy, and sit up there in the stands by himself and always kept the scorebook?
Bill Burke.
Remember
I'm sure
that
it
guy
is.
we used to have? He just at every game we went to. He might not be 10 people there, but he was there.
Well, I can't answer that because the guy that I'm thinking of that they named the field after was a guy by the name of Earl Bondi, and that was at Sunset Park. I never did know the Burke guy or where that name come from, but I know Earl Bondi was involved when we were,
Okay,
and he
that's
was the
probably-
guy that kept stats for the
Right,
whole
right.
league.
That's the guy I'm thinking of.
Okay, we
Wasn't
got
Bill
3 and
Burke?
1.
Wasn't Bill Burke a sports writer for the Journal?
And that may be because I don't know the story on that. So we walk in a run.
Number 13, Schaefer.
11-3, top of the 6th.
That Bondi is the one that I remember. What a dedicated fellow he was to the game of baseball in the youth of the...
Yeah, oh man, he was. Yes, he was. Base hit. He's going to score at least 1, and looks like 2 if he bobbles.
Do they have a big run rule?
Now batting the first base.
12-3, I'm sure there is. Well, it would be in league, probably, NCAA games. Well, that wouldn't apply to this one.
So a base hit results in 2 more runs. Now, you know, one of the things that I like to, and here, not being critical, but it's one of the little things you do as a catcher. You have to get that mask off. You know, as you're peeling back, you need to throw that mask out.
Find the ball, and particularly on a pop-up behind the plate, find the ball, make sure you got it spotted, and then get rid of the mask in the opposite way that you're going to go. 2
down. Cody Schaefer is the hitter. And a op flies. Somebody needs to take over here. And we make the catch.
Got him out of there finally.
F6 for the 3rd out.
13-3 after 5.5 innings. Another word from our sponsors here.
Trust is a word that is very important in this day and age, especially when it comes to insurance. Since 1982, you've trusted the Davidson Agency in Delphus and Minneapolis to give you the best home, auto, farm, crop, life, and health insurance. Call Lyle Davidson at the Davidson Agency, your trusted choice.
The Hairstylum, the newest and most modern hair salon in Minneapolis, will style your hair to give you the look that you've always dreamed of. Or you might just want a haircut. The Hairstylum will do that too. Lynn and Brandon welcome new customers. Call 392-4555.
Since 1887, the Bennington State Bank has been your trusted hometown bank. For over 100 years, they've been interested in helping people achieve their financial goals. Let them help you. The Bennington State Bank. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Well, did you guys get down and vote today, guys?
You know, I'm embarrassed to tell you I didn't. I forgot about it. That's a terrible statement.
Well, I wanted to let you know I voted for both of you. They had write-in votes.
I didn't even know the dog catcher was on the ticket.
They had write-in votes, so I voted for Terry for Board of Education for write-in. And I voted Dave for mayor.
The only Board of Education I remember Mr. Woody used on me in the principal's office. You know, I always had a cute story about that. We was in 5th grade, and we played baseball out on the lot there where the school is, grade school is. And Monday morning, Mr. Woody called me in the office, and he said, "You guys been playing baseball out here this weekend?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "How come you threw a baseball through the window?" I said, "Well, I didn't." And he reached behind his back and pulled out a baseball. It said T. Robbins on it. And he said, "We found this in the lunchroom and the wind is broke." He said, "How come you lied to me?" Well, I said, "You said I threw it through there. I hit it through there." He said, "Well, you're supposed to be playing over the backstop by the street, not up by the school." And I said, "Well, I got a good hit and hit a home run, and it went through there." And of course, I was crying by then. And he said, "I want a list of everybody that's playing with you." And I didn't want to rattle my buddies, so I hesitated. And he finally got the list out of me. What he wanted was a baseball team.
Yeah.
And we played with him till we was 18 years old and went to the state tournament in Scott's, down in southern Kansas somewhere, and got second in the state.
Yeah, Woody was an old baseball player from Lincoln, where the baseball players were real baseball players.
I'll never forget that, and that's been ages ago, but he could care less about that window. He wanted to know who my teammates were and how come we were playing ball all weekend and he wasn't getting the coaches.
Yeah, and that brings me to the idea here, you know, most of these kids on the Minneapolis team, very few of them, only a few have played all the way through. You know, some of these kids haven't played since Pee-wees, maybe even before that. So it's pretty tough. There's just a lot of skill development in this game, and it just takes a lot of muscle memory, a lot of repetition to be able to do this successfully. It's not an easy game to play.
You know, earlier I spoke of Chad Johnson probably being the best player I've ever coached all around at all the skills, and he would swing the bat a couple hundred times a day every day. And
he just accidentally got good?
Yeah, and he just all of a sudden got good. But it was that muscle memory, you know.
Yeah.
It's just like taking your foot off the accelerator and putting it on the brake. You don't have to think about it. It's just a muscle movement. And I tell you, a skilled player like that brings confidence to the coach. And I imagine the Weedle boy, when he showed up at a basketball game, probably instilled a little confidence in the coach. And it's a two-way street.
Lott leads off the inning and goes down on strikes.
Second baseman John Foreman. On
That's the second strikeout for Dustin Lott today. And out number 1.
The score's 14-3. I said 12-3. They didn't quite have the score racked up there at the bottom of the
Too many to not enough.
5th and a half inning.
Well, you know, that makes me feel better because that's what I had. I quit. You noticed I quit giving the score after the last inning because I had I was off a run. Now they're up where I'm at, so that makes me feel better because I had 14 and I was thought, I got too many runs in here someplace. But I feel better now. Thank you.
Outside.
John Corman is your hitter, number 4, the second baseman for Minneapolis today. First time up, struck out looking. Second time up, gets a single up the middle. So here he is.
I like the way he stands in there.
He's good. I tell you what, I like the way he hits. He's got some confidence. He handles himself pretty well with the bat. I'm pretty pleased with his what he does with the bat.
Fundamentals, yeah.
Yep, he does a good job.
Inside throw there.
I think he's got a lot of potential as a hitter.
Outside to the other side.
So he's worked at 3-1. 3 balls and a strike to John Corman here. As we told you, single last time. Over in the left to the shortstop. Yep. Full count.
Well, that was a real low strike.
Yep, I could have went either way.
Got to protect the plate here with a full count. I know the score's out of line, but still you got to work on your skills or you never get any better. Nice
It's a good cut. Yeah, it's a good cut. Yeah, you know, in a situation like this, you're exactly right, Terry. You just have to at this point say, you know, I just need to work on my individual stuff. If you're pitching or you're catching or you're whatever, you just need to concentrate on yourself right here, and say, you know, I need to take this opportunity to make myself better. We're out of the game, but I still need to play. Matt Corman is the hitter, 2 down. First 2 hitters of the inning, Dustin Lott and John Corman down on strikes, both swinging. Matt Corman is your hitter.
This kid's probably got 130 pitches now. Quite a few. Still pretty strong, though.
Three balls. Ball forward, takes his base.
Hitter number 13, Drew Smith.
I've got just give or take right at 80 pitches for the
Really?
for the pitcher for.
Well, I had more. I thought more than that.
1 man down, or 1 man on, 2 down.
For Little River. The pitcher is Skylar Hill, a sophomore.
Dave, watch his leg kick there. Don't you like to see more leg flex when they bring the leg up? Center of balance.
I'm pretty happy. I'm particularly happy about the way that his toe is down. I like that. I'm not being critical of him at all. I like his motion, Terry.
Yeah.
I really do. You know, I think with his stuff, he just needs to throw strikes.
He could dominate even more.
Yeah.
That toe being down, what's the advantage? Just more of a control thing? I don't want to put you on the spot, but
well,
you always my pitching reference when we played.
Matt Corman goes to second. No.
I'm not going to answer why I like that because I don't have a good reason for it. I've seen a lot of good pitchers do it, and so therefore I think that it's a good thing to do. Struck him out. How did Matt Corman? What did he do? He walked. He drew a walk. Okay.
So after 6, Little River 14, the Lions of Minneapolis 3. One more inning, half an inning to play probably. Well, no, we got to go full inning. Don't we?
And Smith struck out.
Go to full inning. Take another break for our sponsors here.
City Pharmacy has brought you quality professional pharmaceuticals since 1963. Joe and Amber Wool will help you with your medications, durable medical equipment, cosmetics, gifts, and greeting cards. Your hometown pharmacy, City Pharmacy, downtown Minneapolis.
Well, the game is called after 6. Must have been a run rule there. So we'll take a break.
Do we do second game?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
We'll take a break.
You're gonna get your money's worth today.
Double money, Dave or Dale?
Huh? Yeah,
double money.
Yeah.
What's 2 times?
I brought a big bag of sunflower seeds for you here. If you're listening on television or on the internet, we are going to stay live. We'll bring you some advertisements from our sponsors and some music, and we'll be back in time for the second game. Okay, game 2 ready to get underway here. John Corman, the pitcher for this game. Austin Jensen is the catcher. Looks like third base is Owens. Lott still at first. Matt Corman has moved to second. I'm not sure who the shortstop is. Wolf, the leadoff batter here for the Little River Redskins, had 2 homers, a double, a single, and a walk in game 1. I guess I have to question why they don't have him as a cleanup hitter, not the leadoff hitter.
Going to hit one high enough this time. First baseman's camping out over it. Uh-oh. Somebody's got to take charge of that. You have to take charge of that. You got to call it. You got to say mine, I got it, and the other player has to say yours, you take it.
Yep.
And the pitcher has to point at that ball and make sure everybody understands where it's at, and you just run the other guy off.
The second baseman, Matt, young freshman there, you got to let the guy have it. I mean, obviously it's a first baseman's ball. You got to let him have it.
What you do, you go over there and he takes it, and you cover first base in case he drops it.
Yeah.
You still have a play.
Or you say, you got it, take it, it's yours, you own it. Usually what they do is they'll say ball. If you have it, you'll hear guys ball, ball, ball. That means I've got it. I'm taking it. I'm in charge. It's all about confidence. You got to convince yourself you're going to make that play. So a runner at first on the air.
Blooper into
That's base.
And we got the lead runner.
You filming this, Dale, or just got that camera?
We're filming it.
Good job.
Let's see, who made that play? The shortstop, and he threw that to the second baseman? Is that the way that went?
I believe that's what it is.
6-4. So we got one out. We got the leadoff run. Brings up the cleanup hitter, Schaefer.
Try to throw him out at first. He's safe. Dove for first.
Nice big lead down there. There he goes. Everybody on that team ought to be saying, he's going, and nobody says a word. That catcher's got plenty to do back there, and them guys need to help him out by telling him what's going on. Catcher gets that ball and throws it right at the pitcher's head, and it'll be just about right at second base, and the pitcher don't get out of the way. That's just too bad. He'll learn to get out of the way next time.
Schaefer, the hitter, number 13, Cody Schaefer. First game, 3 singles and 2 fly balls. Hit 1 single behind third base, 1 behind second base, and a second line drive between first and second. So don't know, you'd have to kind of play him heads up. Don't know where he's going to take it, but he will put it in play, it appears.
First base runner steals second there.
The battery for the second game is John Corman, and Austin Jensen's the catcher. Stayed with it, got the out.
Got the out. Good job.
4-3 for out number 2.
Hill, the last game's pitcher, advances to third.
If you miss that ball, it should hit you right in the chest, and that's what happened. They played the ball, and it dropped right down in front of him. He's still able to make the play.
Linhair, number 46, the big boy, comes to the bat. In game 1, he was on with a single, on base by error twice, and a walk.
Hop up.
And a high fly ball to center field, and he tracks it down for the out.
Good inning.
Not quite 1, 2, 3.
No run scored. That's a big deal there.
Runner on the first runner reached on an error by the second baseman. Hill was he was on the fielder's choice. He got on fielder's choice 6-4, which got the leadoff runner at first for out number 1. Cody Schaefer then was out to the second baseman 4-3, and Linhair was out on, what was that play? Did he hit that ball? Who did he hit that ball to?
Center fielder.
That's right, fly ball to center field. Thank you.
You're expecting us to help you, Dave?
That would be F8.
Expecting a lot out of us.
No runs on no hits. 1 error. 1 left on base. After 1/2 inning, the score is 0-0. Brings Minneapolis to the plate.
I don't believe this pitcher has the velocity of the other pitcher.
We'll check it out.
I think he's probably in the 60s.
Minneapolis leads off with Austin Goddard, the shortstop, is leading off. John Corman hits second in game 2, and Austin Jensen is the cleanup hitter. So it'll be Goddard, Corman, Jensen, followed by Lott, Therese, Corman. Austin Crossan is the DH.
Well, the wind's
Just
picking up out of the north here.
Yeah, now we're going to get a north wind. Thank you. My equipment's blowing away. So for Minneapolis, it is Austin Goddard leading off. John Corman, the pitcher, hitting second. Austin Jensen, the catcher, hits third. Dustin Lott, the first baseman, hits fourth. Nick Therese is the left fielder. He hits fifth. Matt Corman is the sixth hitter. Austin Crossan is the DH, hitting seventh. Sean Ushery hits eighth, and Steve Branham hits ninth. So for Minneapolis, Goddard, Corman, Jensen, Lott, Therese, Corman, Crossan, Ushery, Branham.
The DH, Dave, has to bat for the pitcher?
No, evidently.
Bat for whoever you want?
Evidently.
Because generally your pitcher is one of your better athletes and generally a pretty good hitter.
Tyrell Owens is being DH'd. Strike one. A little bit high. We'll just find out what this kid's got. Good bender at 60 miles an hour. 1-1.
Dave's got his own radar gun. Now, not every coach has their own radar gun, ladies and gentlemen. But Dave would have one.
We'll see what his heater looks like, probably right here. And 70 miles an hour, which is pretty average, but the kid may be a freshman. You never know. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Austin Goddard, the leadoff hitter for game 2 for Minneapolis. Got a low crouch. Goes up and gets a pitch up high. Fouls it down the right field line.
Off a minivan over there. Kind of hacked at that one.
Stays alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Austin Goddard leads off the inning for Minneapolis in game 2. Pretty nice night for April 7th.
Especially after what last night was.
Pitches in the dirt. He swings and makes the throw down for the out. K2-3. It's a strikeout for out number 1. Been several of those tonight. John Corman, the hitter, is the number 2 hitter tonight in game 2. Corman is the pitcher for Minneapolis in game 2. Good bender. Strike 1.
A little high.
1-1 is the count for Corman. 1 down. Austin Goddard down on strikes. John Corman.
New umpire, Dave, and what you got to do is you talked about earlier in the first game that find out what he wants. Don't matter what I want or the coach wants. What's an umpire want to see?
And and it gets back to your, I'm a cheater type guy. You know what? If that umpire's going to give me that strike outside on the white line, I'm going to live there.
Yeah.
You can fight it or you can take advantage of it. One or the other.
Likes it. If he likes it low inside, well, gee, let's just go right there.
Brian Marshall and Kelly Argenberger are the umpires tonight from Beloit. Corman drives one to left center, and it's going to be.
Remember how we talked earlier, how he liked his stance? He just
got a sweet swing.
He does have a sweet swing. Joe, that's the best hit ball tonight for Minneapolis.
And Corman's in with a double at second base on a drive to left center. Brings up Austin Jensen, your catcher tonight in game 2 for Minneapolis. Jensen with one of the hits in game 1, had a single to right, and his first at bat he scored, but I do not know how he got on base.
Made a couple nice catches in the outfield too.
He singled his second time up and was out to the shortstop his last time up in game 1. So Austin Jensen in a position here to get Minneapolis on the board. A single might score Corman. Corman's got decent speed. Austin Jensen, the hitter. 1 strike.
Pitch out of the strike zone, but it's up in their eyes. They think they can get the bat on it when it's up in their eyes because they see it so well.
Yeah.
The old trigger pitch, and they took a cut at it, but the ball was out of the strike zone.
It's tough. When it's up there, it's tough to do something with it. One away with a ball to Jensen. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Corman at second base, 1 out. Minneapolis threatening here. Dustin Lott is in on deck. Nick Terez in the hole. They've worked on their move a little.
We had a play like that where the pitcher would never look back there. The catcher would indicate, and then the pitcher would pick up the signal from the catcher and turn and then throw to second.
Yeah, usually the catcher will drop his glove when he sees some daylight. There it is.
Base hit.
He got some wood on that bender.
I thought that ball was going to drop in there.
But right at the center fielder, line drive to center field results in the out. 2 down. Well hit, but right at the center fielder.
What we look for is that we're hitting the ball around. It's going to people. They're making outs, but at least we're getting the bat on the ball.
Get some action.
Dustin Lott is the hitter with 2 down. Runner at second base. John Corman at second base. Well, unable to advance on the line drive. And the first pitch to Lott, as he comes set. And he's gonna do a skip turn. And Corman back in, no throw.
You know, the nice fly balls and the hard hit fly balls and even the line drives are fun to watch, and the guys all like to do it, but a good hard ground ball is a good thing because somebody has to field the ball, catch the ball, throw the ball, and catch the ball to get you out. And if you hit a line drive or a fly ball, they just catch the ball and you're done. So if you hit a good hard ground ball somewhere, it takes a lot more skill for them people to get you out than it does a lazy fly, although a lazy fly is, you know, more fun to watch for people, but good hard hit ground balls are things we used to try to teach the players to take advantage of.
All right, outside.
Right there is where they like to pitch Babe Ruth, low and behind him.
Wild pitch results in advanced base for Corman. He's now at third, 2 down. Lott's in pretty good shape here. 2 balls and a strike. He can afford to look at one. He can be a little picky here. And it's going to be in the dirt. But the first baseman was able to handle it. 5-3 for the third out.
Here, a word from our sponsors here.
The State Bank of Delphos and the Ottawa County Bank in Minneapolis are locally owned community banks which offers traditional accounts such as checking, savings, certificates of deposit, IRAs, loans, and online banking. But most important, they're committed to making your banking experience as easy and as personal as possible. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
D&M Body Shop can repair any make or model of vehicle and make it look like new. They transform that ugly, messed up vehicle to its like-new condition. You'll be saying, wow, what a job. D&M Body Shop, Minneapolis, the very best.
Bennett Autoplex supports the Minneapolis Lions. At Bennett Autoplex, you'll find a small-town family atmosphere with great prices on new and used cars. New vehicles including Chevrolet, Pontiacs, GMC, Buicks, and Jeep. Serving the customer since 1957. Bennett Autoplex, Minneapolis, Salina.
After 1 inning, 0-0.
Last inning, Little River had no runs on no hits, no errors with 1 left on base. Minneapolis, after 1, had no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. No score. Top of the second brings up Little River. Leadoff hitter is Eberly, number 14. Eberly is the first baseman this game.
Austin made a nice throw down to second on the drill.
Eberly walked first time up, has a double and a fly ball to center field.
The catcher needs to learn to throw completely overhand. And that way, if the release is too early or too late, the ball is still on line. You can't sidearm the ball to second base as a catcher.
Eberly fouls one back and away into the river.
The ball's gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
It'll feed a catfish.
Eberly, the left fielder for Little River. 2 strikes. So John Corman finds himself ahead of Eberly, 2 strikes. Don't give up a base hit on 2 with 2 strikes. So you want to? There you go. That was a good pitch.
That was a beautiful pitch.
That was a good pitch. Out of the strike zone, close. Couldn't stand there and watch it. Good pitch for a strikeout. 1 out. Brings up Johnson, number 33. Ball 1.
Well, guys, the thing that I continually miss at this ballpark anymore, that I used to know all the time as a kid who came to games here, is you just don't hear the roar of the diesel engines over at the power and light plant anymore.
I think we buy power now for all practical purposes.
Yeah.
Johnson, first game, was on base on the result of an error, had a fly ball, a single, and struck out. So Johnson, number 33. Johnson is, and I don't have his position for some odd reason. So, after starting off with a strike, he's now 3-1 is the count. Three and 1 to Johnson, and he walks him. So with one out, Little River finds a runner on first base as a result of a walk. Ackerman, the hitter, is your second baseman for Little River. Ackerman tonight in game one has a single fly to right, a comebacker to the mound, and not sure what he did the last time, but he scored. So he has the ability to get on base. Gonna be a tough play. And he gets him.
Nice play.
Yep, stuck with it.
Now, in that situation, why, I'm sure there's a good reason, why would you not turn around and throw to the second baseman?
I don't think he had time, and you need to get the sure out in this situation. You know, you need to make the routine plays, not make the spectacular plays at this level. Take the out. You know, you dig yourself a big hole here. You don't get that. You don't get that. You don't get that out at second base. This inning go on forever.
That's true. Of course, the second base runner had a lead on the run, so.
The ball was hit fairly slowly, too.
I was afraid that it was going to have a lot of backspin and it was going to take a funny bounce when it hit, but it didn't. It bounced true, and the give Goddard credit, made a nice play. This is Williams. I believe he was one that. Yeah, Williams. He struck out every time up, so he's consistent.
That shortstop has the longest throw on the field. If he catches that ball at deep shortstop, that's even farther than the third baseman has to throw the ball over there.
Okay, so no runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody. Yeah, and one left on base. Had a runner at second base.
After 1.5, it's 0-0. Take another word for our sponsors here.
Scott Studio in Minneapolis does all types of signs, from vehicle graphics, banners, racing, full-color decals, retail signs, and much more. If you need a sign, here's your sign. Scott Studio, where quality is promised and the price is always right.
The Minneapolis Junior Senior High School Lionbackers are proud to continue their long-term support of the broadcast of these Lion games. Join us as we support student activities and the teachers of Minneapolis Junior and Senior High School. Go Lions! We're with you all the way.
Trust is a word that is very important in this day and age, especially when it comes to insurance. Since 1982, you've trusted the Davidson Agency in Delphus and Minneapolis to give you the best home, auto, farm, crop, life, and health insurance. Call Lyle Davidson at the Davidson Agency, your trusted choice.
Bottom of the second coming up.
Foreman in the hole, the designated hitter, number 12, Austin Dawson.
Torres the batter. Frito pie is any good?
Very good. Dale was kind enough to go to the concession stand and get his food.
Well, I need some exercise today. Good distance over the bathrooms and the concession stand over there.
Nick Therese leads off the bottom of the second inning and looks at ball one.
good catcher, Dave, as you well know, will get that ball as close on the edge and frame it up and get a strike or two.
Help the umpire a little.
Yeah, help him out a little.
Little candy fly ball to the third baseman for out number 1. Torres flies out to third. 1 out. Matt Corman playing second in game 2. He was playing third in game 1. Looks at ball 1.
I've had catchers that were good enough, and they sneak up behind the box and get their glove up there so the batter can hit it. Of course, be interference.
Ball 2. Corman looks at ball 2, so he's ahead in the count here.
Now, is this Jim's boy?
Tom's. This is Tom's.
Both those boys are
Yep, Tom's son.
Both of them's Tom.
Yep. I believe that it is his youngest son. John, the pitcher, is his older son. Both of these boys are Tom Corman's children.
And Bonnie.
And Bonnie, yeah, thank you.
An essential piece of the equation there.
3-1.
You think?
3-1 is the count. 1 down. Nick Torres was out on a fly ball. Matt Corman is now at the plate, playing left field defensively. Oh, I'm sorry. He's not either. He's playing second base. And drives one up the middle for a base hit.
What he did there, he took a pitch right down the middle and drove it back up the middle, and we try to teach that if the ball's on the outside corner, take it to right field. Don't try to pull it. Ball's inside on you, pull it down the left field line. Don't try to fight the ball. Just hit it back where it's been delivered.
Hit it where it's pitched.
He hit it right back up the middle.
Austin Crossan, the DH, number 12. Pretty good pitch. Had some movement, a little downward movement. Nice curveball. First strike 1. Corman at first base with a single.
Now, Dave, when you throw to first, you have to step on a 45-degree angle or more.
Right.
And
Well, except as a right-hander, you have to take your back foot off, and they call it a jump turn. You technically have to take your foot off. Now, a left-hander, you're right. He has to step at more than a 45-degree angle towards first to be able to throw over there and maintain his back foot on the base. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A left-hander can keep his back foot on the base because it says you must step directly towards the base to throw there. But a right-hander has to do technically a jump turn. So you're well hit. It's going to be a result in a double play.
That's the best play of the ball game so far. Right?
He hit into a double. Did he not call him out?
Didn't call him out. Safe at second.
Oh, he called him safe at second.
Base.
Okay, maybe he did. I'm not sure. I thought they doubled him up. So Corman advances to second on the ground ball, and Austin Crossan is out. Well, that actually went 6-4-3, did it not? Didn't he throw the ball to the second baseman and the second baseman? So that was actually 6-4-3, but it wasn't a double play. Normally when you see 6-4-3, that's a double play, but it was not a double play.
They worked it, just didn't happen.
Just didn't get the outs, but they did get the out at first, so that's 2 down. As I was saying earlier, this is Sean Ushery. I wasn't saying that earlier, but this is Sean Ushery, the center fielder, number 5, 2 away, runner at second base. That's Matt Corman. Austin Crossan was thrown out. Nick Torres was out on a fly ball to the third baseman. So 2 away, Sean Ushery. 1-1.
Pretty nice cut. ball was out of the strike zone, but he did a nice cut at the ball.
What I was going to say earlier when you're talking about the right-hander moving, throwing to the bases, your first base coach, you know, the thing he's keying on to help your runner is the pitcher has to, basically, unless he balks, he has to pick up his heel. He has to pick up the heel on the rubber. So, you know, if you're really watching, you're watching that back heel, because if that heel comes up, he's going to first base.
Right, and if he keeps it down, he's going home. That'd be his very first move he'd have to make, was to pivot. He'd have to pick up his heel and pivot.
Because you technically have to step off the rubber.
Matt Corman advances to third on that wild pitch.
So we may get something out of this. Be a very timely place for a hit. But he goes down looking.
Leave 2 men on here in two innings.
We only had one left on base there, right?
Well,
okay.
In the 2 innings.
Okay, so we had no runs on one hit. The one hit was by Matt Corman right back up the middle. No errors. And one left on base. So after 1.5 innings, after 2 innings, I'm sorry, the score remains 0-0. Well, this is an interesting game.
Take a word for our sponsors here.
The Hairstylum, the newest and most modern hair salon in Minneapolis, will style your hair to give you the look that you've always dreamed of. Or you might just want a haircut. The Hairstylum will do that too. Lynn and Brandon welcome new customers. Call 392-4555.
Since 1887, the Bennington State Bank has been your trusted hometown bank. For over 100 years, they've been interested in helping people achieve their financial goals. Let them help you. The Bennington State Bank. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
City.
Number 9 hitter Williams comes up.
Yeah, he has 4 strikeouts in the last game.
They have a Williams and a Willems.
Yeah, right. Number 20, Williams. The center fielder for Little River looks at strike 1.
Swing and a miss. Right down the middle.
You know, I'm not sure you don't come after a guy like this. There you go.
That Corman boy's got baseball wrote all over him.
He loves the game. There's no question about that. And one away.
I was watching his concentration there when he's base running. He was definitely involved in the game and very focused.
Here's your 2 home runs last time, 4 hits. Strike 1. Got him a little bit high and a little bit inside. A little bit of a trigger zone pitch.
Should be an out. Take it out.
He comes up with it.
I was watching Lott in pregame, and he handles that glove real well at first base. He was backhanding some balls and bringing the glove down to the ground and scooping it up just like you'd like to see it.
2 down. Corman's mowing them down with a strikeout and a routine ground ball to short. 6-3, 2 away. Hill's the hitter, number 3. Looks at ball 1. Hill's the shortstop game 2. He was your pitcher in game 1. Oh, timeout. Uh-oh. Wait a minute now. There ain't nobody on.
What do you call that, Dave?
He called it a balk, but I don't know that I've ever seen a balk called with no runners on. I don't think I've ever seen that. You can't call a balk with nobody on.
Coach Meckel's questioning about it.
No, he's saying that he's stepping off of the rubber with his back foot, which
Hell, everybody does that.
well, but see, that would, I'm not sure. That's a very unusual call, and he makes the out.
They break contact on every pitch, Dave.
Well, but he was saying that I'm not sure about that call.
Well, it didn't hurt us.
All right. One thing about it in baseball, you can think you've seen it all, and you haven't seen it all.
You got to come to racetrack.
You never see it all there.
No.
We'll take another word for our sponsors.
Okay, we're going to go.
Pharmacy has brought you quality professional pharmaceuticals since 1963. Joe and Amber Wool will help you with your medications, durable medical equipment, cosmetics, gifts, and greeting cards. Your hometown pharmacy, City Pharmacy, downtown Minneapolis.
Your Minneapolis hometown hardware is always there when you need an appliance, paint, tools. Well, truthfully, the list just goes on and on and on. So the next time you need something, almost anything, go to Hometown Hardware, Minneapolis. They've probably got it.
At Robertson Monuments, they believe that community is everything. Minneapolis is a great town to live in, and Robertson Monument is happy to be a part of the community. Robertson Monument, a Minneapolis Lions sports booster. Try to make as many games as you can.
Well, Terry, the other big-time sport in Minneapolis here for summertime has been delayed a little bit getting off the Minneapolis Raceway. What can you tell us about what's going to happen this weekend, maybe?
Well, weather permitting, we're having what we call Test and Tune Day or Play Day. Opens about 12 o'clock for the drivers and the race teams, and for the fans, free admission to the grandstand. And the guys will really have a lot of time to test and to adjust on their cars and to see if they can get around the track faster by doing those adjustments. The guideline from the insurance company says that they got to keep four car lengths apart. Can't be getting racy.
Oh, for Test and Tune?
Yeah, for Test and Tune. That's like telling them there's a pretty blonde, don't look.
Yeah.
They tend to get racy even though they're not supposed to. So it's pretty good entertainment, and it's free for the fans, so come on out.
Branham leads off the inning for Minneapolis. He is the number 9 hitter for Minneapolis. In game 1, he was out pitcher to first and struck out. So Branham leads off for Minneapolis. No score. Top.
Go ahead.
This is bottom of 3.
So, Terry, you're telling me you get a little bit cheaper insurance rate for play day than a normal track day?
A little bit, just because you don't have such a large crowd. Mm-hmm.
And because they have to stay
four
car lengths apart.
Right. I mean, they're supposed to keep 4 car lengths apart and only 5 cars on a track at a time. So it's not really supposed to be too racy, but it's hard to tell a racer that don't be racing your car.
Branham strikes out on 3 pitches. Austin Goddard, the leadoff hitter for Minneapolis, now up. He will be followed by John Corman in the hole. Corman ripped a double his time up last time, but Austin Goddard here. Ball 1. Low and away. As we said, beautiful day for high school baseball. Probably in the mid-60s, maybe in the lower 60s now.
Dave, I remember those days it was 98 degrees, and I'd be complaining, and you'd say, "Oh man, this is just baseball."
I love 100-degree baseball. One and one to Goddard.
I like it in the 80s with the sun down.
Last time up, Goddard struck out and was struck out and was thrown out in a ball in the dirt, if that makes sense. 2-2. Count to Goddard. 1 away. Branham having struck out. No score. This being the bottom of 3. He worked a full count here. 3-2 to Goddard. We need base runners, guys. As they say, base hit, ball 4. Is that the way it works? We need a base hit or we want to walk? First baseman pulled one out for him. I think that's been a couple times that we've had a low throw to first, but that's what he gets the big bucks for, to dig him out of the dirt. So Goddard is out, 6-3. 2 down. John Corman, the hitter, as I told you last time, ripped a double to left center. He can help himself here.
Ball outside.
Yeah. The umpires, it's a strike because the umpire said it was.
So the hitter has to protect that from now on. I mean, that's just the way it works.
It was a good pitch. He liked it. He said, well, you know what? If he kind of likes him out there, maybe I'll just stay out there a little bit. But he just missed his spot.
Now, maybe they have rules where you can't chatter. I don't know. Is it that sensitive?
Softball chatters all the time.
Yeah, guys,
Sensitive, they
you
chatter.
get this level, you don't do much of that. You don't see much of that. Most at this level, the guys, you ask them to be positive particularly with their pitcher. You'll see guys come in and bump their gloves and a few things with the pitcher when he does something good or whatever. But they usually keep it pretty internal. Maybe at the dugout they'll get a little bit fired up or something, but not much hay batter stuff at this level. Gorman is your hitter, and he's got a 2-2 count, 2 away. And he's worked it full.
Even up into college with softball. My daughter-in-law was a softball player at Bethany, and they chatter all the time there at those games.
Well, I always thought it kept the guys involved, We never did say, hey, batter, or address.
There it is.
Wow,
Hot
nice
shot.
stop. Nice stop.
You got her up that time.
That's a good pitcher and a good shortstop.
That's our pitcher from last.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is, 6'3".
He's a good athlete.
Yep. Been around the baseball field a little
Yes,
bit.
he has. You show me a athlete at this level, and I'll show you somebody that played catch with their dad.
Good point. 6-3 twice in a row. Goddard was out 6-3, and Corman was out 6-3. Branham struck out. And so Minneapolis, after 3 innings of play, has no runs on 1 hit. Had no one left on base that time, and no errors. After 3.
If you're searching for the right insurance to fit your needs, look no further. American Family Insurance has been providing security and peace of mind for more than 80 years because they want to protect what matters most. Call Scott Osherman in Minneapolis, your American Family Insurance agent.
Minneapolis is a dynamic and growing community. The Minneapolis Chamber of Commerce support of the Minneapolis High School Lions sports programming is just a small part of what they do. Be a chamber member. Come for a visit and stay for a lifetime.
It's fast, it's furious, and it's fun. It's Minneapolis Raceway. Minneapolis Raceway has brought you exciting races to central Kansas and will continue this tradition. This fast track will give you and your family some of the most exciting races ever seen. Go Lions!
As I said earlier, for Minneapolis, the battery being the pitcher and the catcher, Austin Jensen's the catcher, and John Corman is on the bump in game 2. Corman rolled in the 3rd with a strikeout and 2 ground ball outs. He coaxed 2 ground balls for outs and got out of the inning 1-2-3. That brings up number 13, Cody Schaefer. Last time up, he grounded to second. Fly ball. To the pitcher. F1 for the out.
They're getting a deep enough hole dug in that bump out there, almost like a buffalo waller.
Corman helps himself with the fly ball out. Number 46, Lynn Hare, your hitter. Lynn Hare fly ball to center field last time and takes a good cut, but comes up empty for strike one. Big boy.
Needs to keep his head and eyes in. He let his head go with his shoulder, and he couldn't pick up the ball, but looks like he got some power.
1-1. Lynn Hare had a single to left, an error to the shortstop, an error. He hit the ball to the shortstop twice, and he was on base by error twice. Once was an error by the shortstop, and the other was an error on the pickup at first base. And he had a single down the left field line in Game 1. First time up in Game 2, as I said, he had a fly ball to center field. 2-2's the count. Corman delivers.
That one got away.
Full count. Bender started, he's kind of a slurve curve. Started off outside and broke way outside. There was a screwball.
That was a low strike zone.
That hitter couldn't believe it. He turned to look at that ref. Are you kidding me?
Hey, we'll take it. It says KS, strikeout swinging, in the book. As I say, put him in the book. He's done. Eberly, your hitter, struck out first time up on 3 pitches, if my book's correct. I know he struck out. I don't know if it was on 3 pitches exactly, but
nice pitch.
And a fly ball out of play down the first baseline, and looked like it was going to get a van, but it didn't.
Oh, you can only hope, Dave. That's dent removal.
That's right. I got a windshield last week.
Good job.
One strike. One and one.
I like this Corman boy's focus. It's just, I think he could be a good baseball player.
He's serious about his baseball, no doubt about it. Got him on strikes. 1, 2, 3. We're cruising.
After 4.5. 0-0.
C&R Plating would like to take this time to thank their many friends and customers for making their business what it is today. Kevin also wants to wish the Minneapolis Lions a great season. C&R Plating, happy to be a Minneapolis Lions backer.
There's nothing more important than our children. That's exactly why the Lion's Den was established in Minneapolis, so the kids could get together in a clean and healthy environment to have fun. It's a great place to party, the Lion's Den, downtown Minneapolis.
Eagle Communications, home of ECTV, high-speed internet, 910 KINA and 99 KG, a proud sponsor of tonight's hometown coverage.
Bennett Autoplex supports the Minneapolis Lions. At Bennett Autoplex, you'll find a small-town family atmosphere with great prices on new and used cars. New vehicles including Chevrolet, Pontiacs, GMC, Buicks, and Jeep. Serving the customers since 1957. Bennett Autoplex, Minneapolis, Salina.
Scott Studio at Minneapolis does all types of signs, from vehicle graphics, banners, racing, full-color decals, retail signs, and much more. If you need a sign, here's your sign. Scott Studio, where quality is promised and the price is always right.
D&M Body Shop can repair any make or model of vehicle and make it look like new. They transform that ugly, messed up vehicle to its like-new condition. You'll be saying, wow, what a job. D&M Body Shop, Minneapolis, the very best.
New pitcher for Little River. I said it was 4.5. Actually, 3.5 innings have gone.
I wondered about that.
Well, it's got 4 on the board.
Cody Schaefer, the pitcher.
In the hole, left fielder, number 16, Nick Torres.
Austin Jensen, number 14, the hitter, to face the new pitcher. Cody Schaefer on the hill for Little River.
Austin got a base hit, didn't he, last game? One of the only 2 or 3 we got.
Last time up, fly ball to center field for an out.
The first game you got a hit tonight.
There's a base hit.
Got by the shortstop.
I don't think he could have made the play to first if he would have stopped it. It's just a hard play to make.
Base hit. Single by...
Your momentum's taking you the wrong way to make the throw.
Would have been a good play. Come up with it. Well, and part of the problem here is this is a very short field. These guys, with the grass cut the way it is here, this is double play depth. On a real field, they would be deeper. That would have been a much more routine play, but you have to play so short because the grass is just not very deep here. These guys are basically playing at double play depth. So the ball gets to you in a hurry. You got to make it.
You got to take an angle. If you go straight at the ball, it's going to go by you, and if you go straight back, you're never going to get to it. So you take an angle that you got to calculate in your mind in about a half a second that intersects the ball. So generally, it's a 5 to 15 degree angle that you take that takes you out away from the ball, so you can catch up with it, but yet it takes you to it.
The problem is they're playing on the grass. You can't take that backward angle here.
Not as
and
easily.
That's what I'm saying. You just can't. Oh. And the pitcher wildly throws to first base, and when you do that, you give up a lot of times give up a base, and in this case we made him pay. Jensen now at second base on the wild throw to first on the pick-off attempt. Jensen advances, and that's kind of a dangerous situation. You know, he's the leadoff hitter, nobody down, and now you put him at second base? Okay, we'll take it. Dustin Lott is your hitter. Trying to attempt to bunt him. We're going to get him over without having to give the sacrifice bunt up, so that worked. I'm not sure about the call. Did he call that a ball or not? Did he say he attempted at it or what? I'm not sure what the call is. 1 ball. He said he got the bat back, so everything came up our way there. We got the runner advanced. We didn't have to give up the sacrifice bunt out and didn't even get called for a strike. Oh, now that hit him.
I don't think it hit the bat. I think it hit him.
They called a foul ball?
Must hit the bat because he's not taking his base.
Evidently. The umpire says that brushed his bat before it hit him.
So we have to be careful here at third. If a pass ball, we got to make absolutely sure you can score. We don't want to make the first out at home. I think there's no outs in there.
Nobody down. Austin Jensen led off with a single. But I didn't mark where he hit that ball. Where did he hit it?
That went to shortstop.
Oh, that's right. That was it.
Almost a second.
That was it. To the right of the shortstop, between the shortstop and second base. Yes. Get down. Get down.
High foul to the right.
2-2's the count to Lott. He was out first last time. 5-3 for the out. Need to hit the ball. You need to hit the ball to the right side, or as a runner here, you have to see the ball go through. If he hits it to the left side, you have to wait and be disciplined to make sure the ball goes through. You do not want to be out at home. And Lott down on strikes. Out swinging.
One down, 1 man on third.
One small base running error he's making is when the ball is caught, he's kind of standing there and playing a little cat and mouse with the catcher. Just if that ball is caught, just get back to the base because there's no more going to happen once he catches the ball. So just get back to the base quickly as you can. Don't play cat and mouse out off the base with anybody that has the ball.
Somewhere along the line, you're going to meet that catcher with a gun, and you're going to find yourself being out.
Yeah, see, if the ball's been caught, just get back. Don't stand there and Chad Johnson will throw you out right there while you're looking at him.
Nick Therese, your hitter. 1 ball. No, he just swung at one. That's got to be 1-1, doesn't it?
This is 1-1 now. That was first pitch.
What, was it?
Yeah.
Okay, 1-1, the umpire says. I stand corrected, 1-1. Nick Therese. Austin Jensen at third base. 1 out.
Oh, thank goodness that fence was there.
Yeah, that saved the camera. Nick Therese fouls one off. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That's that good camera, isn't it, too, Dave?
Nick Therese with a chance for an RBI here.
We need it, too. Base hits, no secret, just a base hit.
Foul to right.
Pitch kind of tied him up, but he did foul it off.
1-2. One away. Runner at third base. Austin Jensen down at third. Opportunity to put Minneapolis up on top. No scores yet in the game. This is the bottom of 4 with no score. Minneapolis, Little River tied at 0. Good pitch. Therese down on strikes. Caught looking.
Second baseman, number 9, Matt Gorman.
2 down. Matt Corman. Matt Corman pulled out a single up the middle, if you remember, last inning. So we need to have him do it again here. Pretty tough competitor.
Help his brother, the pitcher, out by getting a run.
That's right. Ball inside. Austin Jensen remains at third, for he's been for some time. Need to cash in the run.
Hey, come on now. Okay, I thought there was only 1 out, but I wasn't in the game.
Fly to the pitcher. He got himself out of it. The leadoff single did not cost him.
At 4 innings. 4 innings, it's 0 all.
State Bank of Delphus and the Ottawa County Bank in Minneapolis are locally owned community banks which offers traditional accounts such as checking, savings, certificates of deposit, IRAs, loans, and online banking. But most important, they're committed to making your banking experience as easy and as personal as possible. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Your Minneapolis Hometown Hardware is always there when you need an appliance, paint, tools. Well, truthfully, the list just goes on and on and on. So the next time you need something, almost anything, go to Hometown Hardware, Minneapolis. They've probably got it.
At Robertson Monuments, they believe that community is everything. Minneapolis is a great town to live in, and Robertson Monument is happy to be a part of the community. Robertson Monument, a Minneapolis Lions sports booster. Try to make as many games as you can.
Robin Sixworth being a little wussy here. I got my coat out. Bruce's putting his long pants on. A little extra warmth. That north breeze is a little cool. Top of the 5th. Well, no, should be top of the 5th. They should change scoreboard. 0-0.
Coming to the plate will be the third baseman, number 33, Johnson. On deck, second baseman, number 2, Ackerman. In the hole, the right fielder, number 31, Willem.
Colin Johnson, number 33.
Dave, I can't get used to those pants that are down on the shoe tops, even in the pros.
Yeah, it's a different look. I kind of like the knee,
Yeah.
knee socks. But that's the deal. That's what everybody wears.
I like the long shorts in basketball.
Yeah. You see the old deal look like they've got jockey shorts on.
What they call Daisy Dukes.
Yes. Somehow they don't look the same.
No.
Colin Johnson is your hitter. He walked first time up in game 2 and reached second.
We're actually going to have a Daisy Duke look-like contest at the track, and I'll probably be the judge of it, but it'll be a lot of fun.
Aunt Minnie isn't going to join in, is she?
I hope not.
Back up the middle for a base hit.
Probably kind of hard to keep her out of that contest, though.
For the single. One pitch, base hit.
She'll probably win the Luke Duke contest.
This is Ackerman. Ackerman put the ball in play for a single. His first time in game 1. Hit a fly ball to right field. Hit a ball back to the pitcher. And walked. First game 1. Caden Ackerman, number 2. He is the second baseman for game 2 and looks at strike 1 for the count is now 1-1 to Ackerman. Nobody down, runner at first base. Doesn't appear that this Colin Johnson has a great deal of speed, so if you don't give him the base, he's probably not going to wind up over at second. 2-1 now, the count to Ackerman. He is your number 7 hitter. You need to do something with him. Oh, trigger zone pitch. High and in the eyes, and he went for it.
One thing I've heard, though, is rather ironic about those basketball shorts. I've heard some of them say, well, those Daisy Dukes, they just kind of make you almost feel like you're naked out there. They're so short, but those same guys get out and wear those Speedos at the swimming pool.
Are you a Speedo guy, Dale?
No, I'm not. those same guys will.
All right, there we go. And he walked him. All right, runners at first and second. Nobody down. And that was your number 7 hitter. Now your number 8 hitter is Williams.
We got to get these back side of the order out. It will be right up there.
These guys have consistently struck out. You got to go after them.
You got to play. You got to play.
Got him. You got him. He's out of there.
Okay.
I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure if the coach sent him or he just thought he needed to go. That was a costly mistake.
I think the way the coach is looking at him, I don't think he got sent.
Yeah, he's still not done with him. Going to give him a little point of coaching instruction.
A brief but intense bit of instruction. The third baseman needs to stay at his base. He went out and met the runner. He needs to just let the runner come to him and put him out.
2-3 on the throw down. That was a big out. And did not advance the runner. The runner at first, not being heads up, did not advance to second. Good pitch. One ball and 2 strikes.
I just think go with your best pitch and try
You know,
to be in the strike zone.
You know, if you're aware, you know this guy has struck out every time he's been to the plate. You've got to go after him. You know, that's your bench people have got to help you. You know, a pitcher might be aware, but if he's not, somebody needs to be telling him, hey, throw strikes right here.
Top of the 5th, 2 down.
And here again, this kid has consistently struck out. You got to throw it in there. Get yourself out of the jam.
Find the tendencies to go after him.
You know, if you walk a guy like this, you're asking for trouble because now you're to the leadoff, that 15 Wolf, who's your home run hitter. Get yourself out of the jam right here. 2 balls. Your number 9 hitter for Little River. Yeah, that's what you need.
Should have did just a little field maintenance between games. We got kind of a bad situation on the mound. I mean, it's a little dirt filled in.
This ag lime is, once it gets dry, it's pretty loosey-goosey. It just turns to talcum powder.
Nice pitch there.
Yep, doing what he's got to do. Throw it in the strike zone. No use being fancy. No use, don't fool him. Make him earn it.
There it is.
Yeah, he just, thank you.
Ag lime.
Ag lime is what that is. Hauled that in a number of years ago. It's nice. It's a great playing field with just a little bit of water on it, and it'll hold a lot of water. The old years ago when Terry and I were involved in it, it was loam. It was it was just muck. And this ag lime will take a lot of water, but if it starts to get just a little bit dry, it just turns to powder. But if you just put a little bit of water on it, you can hold it together. It makes a great surface. But if it gets too dry, it can be a little bit of a problem. Well, Minneapolis dodged a bullet there. Base running error was huge and got us out of the jam. Thank you very much.
5 innings, it's 0 all.
It's fast, it's furious, and it's fun. It's Minneapolis Raceway. Minneapolis Raceway has brought you exciting races to central Kansas and will continue this tradition. This fast track will give you and your family some of the most exciting races ever seen. Go Lions!
C&R Plating would like to take this time to thank their many friends and customers for making their business what it is today. Kevin also wants to wish the Minneapolis Lions a great season. C&R Plating, happy to be a Minneapolis Lions backer.
Since 1887, the Bennington State Bank has been your trusted hometown bank. For over 100 years, they've been interested in helping people achieve their financial goals. Let them help you. The Bennington State Bank. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
City Pharmacy has brought you quality professional pharmaceuticals since 1963. Joe and Amber Wool will help you with your medications, durable medical equipment, cosmetics, gifts, and greeting cards. Your hometown pharmacy, City Pharmacy, downtown Minneapolis.
Starting off for Minneapolis will be the designated hitter, number 12, Austin Crossan. On deck, center fielder, number 5, Sean Ushery. In the hole,
Austin Crossan is leading off. If you'll remember the last time he was up, he hit a sharp ball to the shortstop. In an attempted double play, the shortstop made the connection to the second baseman. I didn't see what happened, but he was not called out, and the second baseman took it to first, which looked like it was going to be a double play, but the runner at second was safe, but did get Crossan at first. So last time up, 6-4-3, he was out of there.
Well, Dave, you've had teams, and so have I, that just has the ability to win. And I don't know if you can put your finger on what it is. It's confidence. It's just the ability to take a situation and turn it their way. And let's see if we can do that here.
This has been a fun game to watch.
Yeah, it's been well played.
After 4.5, this would be the bottom of 4 or 5 right here. After 4.5 innings, the score is tied 0-0, and Crossan finds himself with two balls. And
I like his stance, except it looks like he has got a death grip on the bat. Well, we like to see a looseness in the batting grip, almost the looseness that the bat's going to fly out of your hands, a relaxedness. But he's really
got a grip on it.
Yeah, it looks like he's got that tenseness there, and he just needs to be really relaxed. Real good batter will throw the bat once in a while because he just got that relaxed.
31's the count to Crossan. He is the leadoff hitter for in Minneapolis's half of the 5th. We need base runners is what we need.
Tied him up on that.
It was a good pitch. Wasn't able to do anything with it. Got it inside on him. Got it in on the hands.
Now, see, we talked earlier about that inside pitch, taking it to left instead of fighting it away, and can't get any bat on it. They couldn't get turned on it quick enough.
3 unassisted for the first out of the inning, which brings up Sean Ushery. Ushery struck out looking last time. Schaefer's the pitcher, and he's throwing in the very low 70s, changing speeds a little bit. He seemed to think that he threw a strike there, but the umpire didn't think so, so I guess that still makes it a ball. See, is that a makeup call? Okay, 1-1. Sean Ushery, the center fielder in game 2, has a good pitch, had good movement on it. Looked like it was coming into the strike zone, and Ushery just didn't have the discipline to stay off of it. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Sean. Struck out last time. Basically struck out on this exact count last time. Two and 2 is the count. Ushery, 1 away. Austin Crossan hit one down the first baseline, and the first baseman got him unassisted for out number 1 in the bottom of the 5th for Minneapolis. Good pitch. Took a cut and didn't come up empty for 2 outs.
We got the lights on. It's just getting that time of day. And
starting to get to be twilight.
Take a few of the shadows away by having the lights on.
Steve Bonham hits number 9 for Minneapolis. He plays position number 9, which is right field, as we described the numbers, defensive number system to you earlier. Two strikes. Two away. Steve Bonham, the hitter. As you talked about earlier, guys aren't getting ready much. Everybody's pretty relaxed here, and a pretty tight game. This is that last game I could see guys getting kind of complacent. You're down 13 runs or whatever it is. Well, then you start thinking about whatever you want to think about. But in this game, I think you'd be in it a little bit. This game's to be won by somebody. Struck him out.
I wonder, Dave, if they could. Remember, we had pretty intense practices, and we ran the guys hard, and we got on them if they screwed up, and I wonder if they can do that in high school.
Well, the difference is, Terry, that most of the guys that we had played all their life. Most of that stuff they known. A lot of these guys just haven't played.
I'm talking more about for example, they thought we put them through tough practices. We brought the K-State coach in, and they thought we were the easiest coaches in the world when the K-State coaches got done with them. But we would not cuss at the guys, but pretty close to it, and make them mind and make them do push-ups, and because they were there because they absolutely wanted to play. But I wonder if some of the guidelines in high school athletics let you be that intense of a coach.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I think they do. I think it just depends on who you are, as a coach.
Yeah. I remember I went to the 8th grade class years ago to talk about Vietnam, and the teacher couldn't get order in the class, and it sat there for 5 minutes waiting for me to talk, and pretty soon I just said, everybody sit down and shut up, and if you don't want to be here, get out. And I don't think she could have did that.
No, probably not. Here's a baseball trivia question for you. Turn on foul ground past first permitted, ? After beating out a grounder, the batter overruns first base by about 20 feet. He comes to a stop in fair territory, turns in the direction of second base, and leisurely returns to first base. Is he liable to be put out? And let me read that again for you. After beating out a grounder, the batter overruns first base by about 20 feet. He comes to a stop in fair territory, turns in the direction of second base, and leisurely returns to first base. Is he liable to be put out? And we'll give you the answer when we get our next break. So think about that. the runner goes down to first base and he turns towards second, is he liable to be put out?
Call BR 549 with the answer.
That's right.
Win 2 race tickets to the Minneapolis Raceway.
Okay, now the wind has blown my...
392-3245 is the number.
We'll fix you up. You got to buy a couple hot dogs and a beer.
Here's game 2, and this is our hitter here. This is Wolf. As we told you, the last game he just hit the cover off the ball, but Corman's kind of got his number here. He's been out both times. He was out on a
nice pitch.
He got it 6-3 and struck him out. Was that called?
Yeah.
Yep.
Called
strike.
Correct me, Dave, if I'm wrong, but 2 ways to throw that curveball. One, would you be trying to deceive the batter by throwing it out of the strike zone and having him swing at it, and this, I'll let you call this.
And he's little fly ball to the shortstop, and Goddard makes the catch for second out. I'll tell you what now, here's my theory. At this level, if you can throw movement in the strike zone, make them hit it. Because guys just aren't that good.
They're not sophisticated enough to know they're being fooled.
Because most of the time, if they're fooled, the pitch is going to be outside and it's going to be a ball.
Right.
And they're not probably going to chase it. So at this level, I say throw your movement in the zone and make them hit it.
I see. For the big boys, the major leagues would try to throw the ball and deceive them because, it'll be out of the strike zone, not hittable.
Cody Schaefer, the pitcher, is for Little River, is the hitter now, is a left-hander. Previously up, he was out 4-3 and a fly ball to the pitcher.
Changing speed is probably almost as effective at this level as curveballs, isn't it?
Absolutely.
If you can throw mid-70s to start with, if you throw 65 and 62, it don't make much difference. But
low and outside.
Schaefer, the pitcher for Little River, hits the ball to second base, and Matt Corman comes up with it.
I would say this game will be won by the people that make the least errors in the next couple innings.
After 6. 0 all. Go ahead, Dave. What's your answer?
Okay, we will, if I can find it. Well, I know the answer. I was going to read you the answer.
Who was it that called in with the right answer, Terry?
Aunt Minnie called in.
Yeah. The question is, running down first baseline on a base hit, you overrun the base and turn towards second and then leisurely come back to second, and are you liable to be put out? In other words, does it matter which way you turn after you pass first base? And by rule, it does not matter which way you turn. It does matter only if, in the umpire's opinion, you have made an attempt for second base. In other words, if you make a feint to second, then you're liable to be put out, returning to first base. But if you run through the base, it does not matter which way you turn, and most people do not know that rule.
I did not know that rule. We always taught turn to the right and find the ball.
Exactly, as you said earlier, one of the coaching things that you do as a coach is when you're coached as a runner to run through the first base, and as you pass the base, your head should turn looking at the fence for the ball, because if the ball's at the fence, you're going to second base, unless the base coach has got the brakes on you. I mean, there's situations where you're slower than death. Well, maybe we're not sending you, but. That's just a technique for base running.
And you wouldn't have to return to the base to go to second because you already touched it. Just go.
Top of the order.
I can't keep track of the innings. After 5.5, it's 0 all.
Right. This is the bottom of.
Yeah, bottom of the fifth. Bottom of the 6th.
Yeah, bottom of 6. And we're at the top of the order. Austin Goddard, who struck out first time and was out to the shortstop the second time.
As a coach, this is your most important inning probably of the game because you got to get base runners, and these guys are generally your best athletes, and you're going to be deep in your order the next time you come up. If you get 3 up, 3 down here, so you need to get. This is an important inning. You need to get some base runners.
And if you have the kind of players you want to have, this is your leadoff hitter. He's supposed to be a leadoff hitter for a reason.
If you get a run here and hold them scoreless in the top of the 7th, the game's over too.
So you scratch, you dig, you do everything you can right here to come up with a run. It's whatever you need to do.
I don't. Yeah, you have to manufacture a run. It's late in the game. You got to get inventive. Austin Goddard, the leadoff hitter for Minneapolis, stands in for ball 3. 3-1 is the count. He can be selective here. He can get the one he wants.
Now, Coach, you going to have him take?
No, I might bunt him. I don't see any signs, so that looks like that's not going to be the case. If he had great wheels, you got to manufacture. It's called small ball. But he walked, so that worked. Great strategy. So Austin Goddard is at first with the walk. John Corman. Now, here's where you may, of course, you got to have faith that the guys behind him could do something. There's no use bunting him over if the next people can't do what you need to have done.
I don't think I'd take the bat out of Corman's hand.
No, good point.
I'd let him hit away. Now, a runner, he better not get a double play. He better knock that guy to left field if it's going to be a double play.
This is where you want to hit the ball behind the runner to the right field. If you have that kind of bat control that you can hit. That might have been a mistake.
Oh, he would have got him though, but he dropped the ball.
Well, I'm not sure.
Safe at second.
Yeah, safe at second.
You see that second baseman needs to play like a first baseman there and actually make a stretch for the ball. And he just played it like a second baseman would, but he needs to make that stretch play there.
Now I'm gonna say that was a fielder's choice base. That was I don't know. That's a tough call. I'll put it down as a base hit. So Corman's at second. Goddard is at second. Corman is at first.
Oh,
Jensen looks at strike one. That was a good pitch. If you're that fine as a pitcher, you're going to have a good day. Jensen, the number 3 hole. Number 3 hole in your lineup is ideally the best hitter on the team, and there it is. Good thing that ball didn't hit him.
Okay,
that scores a run.
By the shortstop.
Scores 2 runs. Fielder. Scores 2.
Gonna score.
Go ahead, score.
Score 3.
That's going to be a problem.
I don't care how to try.
That is a problem. You got to slide.
They made a good relay on.
Well, but you got to think. You got to remember who is the guy that took the throw. He's your first pitcher.
Yeah.
Throws 80 miles an hour.
No outs. Probably should have held out.
You got it.
There 1 out.
That's 2 outs now.
Yeah, but there was 1.
There was. No, I don't have any. That was the first out.
Oh, okay. I thought we had one.
Goddard led off.
All right.
And Corman advanced him over to second, and Jensen hits a single. And
that's what the scoreboard says, 1 out. So.
Yeah.
2-0, Lions.
Well, that was a big hit. And Jensen is out attempting to steal home.
Running into the catcher like that, standing up, that's a few fights have broken out over that.
And I'm not sure that you see, he was away from the base. I'm not sure. Now you're talking about high school rules, and I'm not sure. A lot of programs you have to get down, so I'm not sure how that went. But he was out anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Dustin Lott's the hitter.
In the dirt.
Minneapolis scores 2 runs. Goddard scores and Corman scores. Jensen's caught at the plate, attempting for home. Dustin Lott with 1 ball. Lott was out 5-3 in his first at-bat and struck out swinging the second time. 1-1's the count. 2 down. Good pitch. Oh, that's not Lott. I'm sorry. There's been isn't that Drew Smith, number 13?
Yep.
I'm sorry. There has been a change. This is Drew Smith, number 13, in to hit for Lott. Two and two's the count now to Lott. I'm sorry, to Drew Smith. I'll get that right eventually.
Must have been slightly high because that was right down the center.
Full count.
He's not holding the bat in what we call the launch zone. You've got to have the bat back in the launch zone before you can bring it forward. Now he has to take it off his shoulder, bring it back to the launch zone, and then forward.
Drew Smith.
See where he's
full count.
Place.
2 outs.
He can't swing from there. He's got to bring it back and then launch it.
And he draws the walk.
And he don't need to swing
it. Okay. Matt. Did I miss something? Where did Lott go?
You don't expect us to help you, do you?
I had Jensen. Jensen hit that ball up the middle, right? And then did Dustin Lott hit?
I don't remember.
Well, huh? Who did?
That's right.
Dustin did.
That's right, we got 2 outs.
Dustin flied out, or I missed it. I missed it. Okay, that was 1, 2.
I'm stealing him right here, but he's got any speed at all.
Okay, so Smith is hitting for Nick Torres. I was too busy talking. It's early in the season. I lost track of my book here. So we'll get that. We'll change that. Smith will be hit for Torres. Lott was out on a fly ball. Matt Corman is now the hitter, as you well know. You can see that for yourself. 2 balls and a strike. 2 outs. Drew Smith, by virtue of the walk, is at first base. Backing out of play.
That your truck, Dave?
Over there by my pickup. If it's in the bed, I get to keep the baseball. It didn't go, though. Matt Corman, the hitter. 2 and 2's the count. Deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. And Minneapolis has 2 runs. Full count.
Now, it'll help you as a pitcher when you give the umpire a dirty look and then you look at your coach.
Yeah.
That's, you're best not doing that.
Maybe counterproductive. That was a good pitch right there, though. Matt didn't like that call.
Outside corner.
Yep. Struck him out.
So after 6, the Lions lead 2-0. Need to get 3 outs, and this ball game's over. We'll be back.
Insurance. Since 1982, you've trusted the Davidson Agency in Delphus and Minneapolis to give you the best home, auto, farm, crop, life, and health insurance. Call Lyle Davidson at the Davidson Agency, your trusted choice.
Corman has been pretty efficient tonight, somewhere in around 65 pitches so far. After 6 innings of play, Minneapolis leads 2-0. Little River has an opportunity here to...
Good job. Good job, good job.
They have the responsibility here to get a couple runs, or they're going to find themselves in second place for game 2.
That first out's so important in a
Len here, 46, grounds out to the shortstop. Goddard doing a pretty decent job tonight defensively at short.
You make an error on that ball there, and it just changes the complexion of the game.
This is the number 5 hitter for Little River.
catfish food?
Nope.
Eberly, your hitter, struck out twice tonight. So Corman has been pretty effective against this young man. And he has 2 strikes on him now by virtue of 2 foul balls that are backing away. So ahead of the guy, two strikes here. Now you can afford to be careful. Now you can throw your movement pitch if you want to. If you want to see if he'll chase one outside, or you want to throw one to the umpire, you get out there on that white line and let the umpire call him out. Just like that. Ooh, pretty close. That was a good pitch right there. With 2 balls and no strikes, that was a very good pitch. He could have got that call, and that would have rung him up.
That's a good pitch, too. That ball should be caught.
Lost it.
Okay, that new life.
1 man on.
Now instead of having to get 3 outs in the inning, you have to get 4. Because you gave him an extra one. That was a big play. But Corman's still in charge here with now 2-2 is the count. So now you have to bear down. 1 away. Ball hit to right, and he's there and makes the catch. 2 down.
Okay.
F9. This is Colin Johnson. Walked and has a single up the middle last time.
Go right after him.
1 out to win.
Kid took a nice cut at the ball.
See, now you got Matt Corman playing in pretty shallow. You know, I'd lay back and try to get. You got 2 down. All you need is 1. You don't need to be playing at double play depth. You need to get back and be sure you get the 1. Don't let it get by you.
Yeah, I'd have him right at the edge of the grass.
You can always charge the ball. 2 away here. Johnson, the hitter. 2 away, 2 strikes.
This ball needs to be out of the strike zone.
Make him hit your pitch here.
On the outside corner.
Throw one to the umpire. This is where you have the ace in your sleeve. If the umpire likes it on the white line, you go to it. Not a bad idea there. He threw one that looked like it was going to catch the corner and broke outside. But I have not seen anybody chase that pitch tonight. Okay. Now we're even, 2-2.
Come down and in on him for a strike, and the ball game's going to be over.
Going to have to come after the guy.
There it is. There it is. Fouled it off. Stayed alive.
2-2 is the count. 2 down. Minneapolis an opportunity to win a game.
Now you know he likes to go after a ball that's down and in, so I throw that same pitch. Shook off 1. Here's the pitch.
That may fall. No, he's there. He tracked it. He's got the win. Fly.
Caught by Goddard, was it?
No, that is, and I don't know who that is, number 5. Number 5 made the catch. Is that Branham? No, that was 5, wasn't it? I do not know who that is. I don't have it. I was never given a lineup, so I don't know who it is. I know they've got 6 or 7 freshmen out.
Okay.
Thanks for doing all the work, Dave.
So the Lions split here tonight. Get their first win of the season. 1-1 against Little River. I think they split with them last year too at Little River.
You know, everybody, with the news like it is, and you can't hardly watch TV without being half depressed, come on down to the ball game or come out to the races and enjoy some of the fundamentals that we always used to enjoy, and see these kids play, or come watch these guys race, and be glad we live in the Midwest.
Well, that was a fun game. And game number 2, give credit to the guys. That was a fun game to watch.
As it was. Well, Dave and Terry, thanks for helping with the game. Really appreciate it. keep it much more interesting than just me trying to blabber.
I'll tell you what, Dale, if you can keep her up about 70 degrees, I'll just be happy to help you.
Well, hopefully that'll be the case from here on. Folks, thanks for listening on 19KINA.com and Channel 8 Eagle Communications. We'll be back, what was it, next Tuesday for softball, and a week from Friday for baseball, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, the next game is softball at Lincoln, and next Friday Ellsworth is here, so we'll be back with you. Thanks for having us in your home.
Yeah, we jumped. So this time Minneapolis jumped. So now
we'll do the extra.
Now we'll kick the